unremarkable chili.
Join the show now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. 1-877-794-1973.
Wait a minute, these guys are cool, but not that cool.
No BS is presented by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Now, Billy and Armin on the game.
All right, we're ready to produce on a hump day for you. It's No BS. Billy and Sarian here for you. Sans Sarian one more day. I am Billy Schmid in the chair for Armin Sarian after making his debut appearance on Five Wide. Well, let's get the rundown here and let's add in a title or two here for the illustrious Hunter Baumgart has joined the program here today. Executive producer of Drew and KB, the Drew and KB Sports Talk Network. Executive producer of Packers OT and Packers Preview, as well as the executive television producer of 97.3 The Game. And what that means is most of the videos that you see come through 97.3, Hunter's fingerprints are on it. He might not do it. We got Dave Gasper fires up a bunch of things. And Dave Gasper production here on No BS. But Hunter Baumgart's got his fingerprints on just about everything here. And one of my favorite things, Dave Gasper, that Hunter Baumgart does when we're on Packers OT is week 17. Him and I nerd out on trying to line up what and when all the games will be on week 18. This dude's hit percentage better than Mel Kiper. Because there's not a Shedeur Sanders L in Hunter Baumgart's bag where he's got generally teams in the same slots going where they're headed, what groupings will be at the same time, what plays on Saturday, what plays on Sunday. And he's dialed in on all of this.
He's dialed in. He's all about putting the schedule together. And that's what makes NFL schedule release day just like an absolute holiday for Hunter Baumgart over there. I mean, we should put Hunter in charge of putting together the actual NFL schedule.
Well, and he didn't realize this, but I had heard a little birdie told me he was doing a 3-hour schedule release show here tonight, but that ended up getting postponed. So that's why he was able to come in and do the show with us. Making the schedule for the NFL, making the schedule for 97.3. He is Hunter Baumgart. He's also our baseball insider. And we got a lot of baseball to talk about here, Hunter, but the news is coming hot and heavy. The games are lining up, and we're finding out when we're going to be working coming up this fall.
Well, that's the thing, and it means a little more to our staff because we find out the days you're working.
Yes.
There's not a lot of professions where you wait till one day of the year and the days in the fall you're going to be required to be at work, but that is the profession we have chosen. But yeah, I mean, look, when I was young, I would actually make mock NFL schedules for like the entire league. It was a lot harder.
That was you.
Then totally me. Okay. I had a notebook and I'm going, they got to play 2 divisional games, they got to play each division opponent twice and the whole deal. And then I'd get to like 10 games and I'd be like, now I have no idea.
I have
like the Bears have to play the Lions for the 3rd time and that can't happen. And I don't know what to do. So I get like halfway through it and I feel like, okay, this is a lot harder. And now they probably have computers do this whole
And then your parents are looking at, why is our shredder so full with loose leaf paper? But it's one of those deals where it only matters to a certain amount. I think to Packers fans, it generally matters the most, right? Aaron Nagler's going to join us coming up tomorrow and we're going to outline the best trips that Packer fans are going to take. You kind of know who you're going to face. You know where you're going to face them. You knew that the NFC East was in the crossfire coming up this year. And we've seen already, we had the leak yesterday, not the leak, the announcement, I should say, from ESPN that the Packers are going to host the Philadelphia Eagles week 10 on Monday Night Football, November 10th, when Buck and Aikman and the reigning defending Super Bowl champions will make their appearance. We had earlier today, also previously announced by the NFL on Monday, Packers-Bears in Chicago, December 20th. More on that tease by the NFL in a moment. But over the last couple of hours, within the last hour, I should say, Jordan Schultz of Fox Sports let out that the Green Bay Packers will be hosting the Detroit Lions coming up week 1 of the NFL season. That is important for a couple of reasons, Hunter. Most importantly, the fact that the Packers haven't started a game and started a season at home in a multitude of years.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Since 2018, they have not had a home game. That was, of course, the Rodgers game against the Bears where he comes back with the knee injury and leads them to a victory. So it's been that long since the Packers had a home opener, opener at home in week 1.
First time in Matt LaFleur's tenure as the head coach.
And that's when you think about that, that's wild because he's been here a long
Mhm.
time. So for some reason, that's just how the schedule has laid out for the now. You've gotten a Brazil game in there. You've gotten the Saints game, which was moved to Jacksonville. You've got a couple of weird, anomalies in that span of years where
Yep.
they weren't home. But it's awesome. Not only do you get a home game, you get a 3:25 start. You get the Detroit Lions at Lambeau. I think that's a perfect way to open the season.
And reportedly, this from now nerding on NFL is generally what I do, like just on a daily basis.
Oh, sure.
Nerding on NFL is where we're getting a lot of these leaks aggregated to, as well as our friend Bill Huber of SI is giving us a lot of these names. Nerding on NFL has also fired up here with one of the takes and one of the leaks that week 2 of the Packers season will also be at home. And it'll be on Thursday Night Football for Prime Video, Packers hosting the Washington Commanders. So just lay out the games that you know right now in quotations. We know 2 of them for sure, 2 of them unofficially. Lions, division winner, number 1 seed in the NFC. Washington Commanders went and beat the brakes off that number 1 seed, and Jaden Daniels, rookie, 4th time ever that player has played in the NFC or the conference championship game. Okay, check. Super Bowl champs in the Philadelphia Eagles, and Bears coming off the first time they've beaten you in 5+ years. Okay, so that's lining up fun. That's lining up as 4 games that are enjoyable to watch right out of the gates. You know it's not going to be easy. The Packers already had a little bit of an unbalanced schedule with 8 home games, 9 road games, 2 quick home games early. There's going to be some extended road trips in here, Hunter, which is going to be interesting to see how it plays out throughout the year.
Right.
And when ultimately that you'd assume a clump of 3 straight road games, maybe you get a bye week sandwiched in there and you're not playing a home game for damn near a month.
Yeah, when you have 2 home games to start the season, you have to make that up somewhere. And like you said, you already knew the 9-8 situation there as well. Boy, that's a quite a way to start the season. 2 games in 5 days against 2 playoff teams at Lambeau Field. You love that it's home.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a great way to start the season. But you'll see what the Packers are made of pretty early this season. It's not like you're getting a couple of teams that weren't playoff teams that are rebuilding teams coming into Lambeau. You are going to find out what they can do against a good offense and Jared Goff, another good offense and Jaden Daniels.
Oh, big time.
That is the defense will be tested, and obviously the offense will as well. But that's awesome. We just got this as well from Jordan Schultz.
There we go.
The Packers will not be playing on Thanksgiving. This year will not be playing on Thanksgiving. The Lions will host the Vikings on Thanksgiving at 11:30 as the early game on Fox.
Yes.
The next game, as we knew earlier this morning, the CBS game will be Chiefs Cowboys,
and that one announced by the NFL with their official letterhead, with the NFL Park Avenue intern graphic. Yes,
exactly. They are working hard this week.
They're pumping out those graphics.
Oh, absolutely. And then the leaks have the Rams and Buccaneers, and that was actually reported by some people down in Tampa as well. So it's looking like for the first time in the last 3 years, the last 2 years, the Packers have played on Thanksgiving, looking like that's not going to be the case this season.
Now, Hunter, I'm glad you mentioned the holiday play because that leads me into, listen, we like to be right in this business. Generally, we don't like the spotlight when we're wrong. I got a chance to be able to tell you that I'm right a little bit later on. So we'll save that one coming up. Damn right, Dave. However, apparently, the NFL, if this one is correct with the Commanders playing Thursday Night Football at Lambeau Field in week 2, Hunter is making me hold a fat L on my statement that they were guaranteed to be playing on Christmas. I heard you guys go through the peak and then valley.
Very much valley. Drew and I looked at each other forlorn after realizing what that Saturday doubleheader probably meant on December 20th. At first, we were like, that's cool. The Eagles and Commanders, then the Bears and Packers, and a cool doubleheader on Saturday, December 20th. And then a minute later, we both locked in that maybe that means the Packers are going to play on Thanksgiving the next following Thursday.
Oh, especially when you then line up, 2 teams that you're going to host are going to play on that Saturday as well. Similarly to what they did a year ago, where now it was Saturday to Wednesday, so you had to build in a certain amount of rest time for the teams to play on Christmas. But I'm looking here saying all month
Yeah.
Packers are playing the Bears on Christmas Day. Okay. All right. Listen, I can pivot. Christmas week is still close enough.
You're right. You're within 5 days.
I was within 5 days. I was within the 7-day grace period.
Yep.
So we don't count that as a win. Push at the Potawatomi Sportsbook if that wasn't odd. Then also make the statement like you guys were realizing, gazing into each other's eyes very disappointingly. They're going to play on Christmas Day, and it's going to be either at home against the defending Super Bowl champions or at home against maybe the most exciting player in football last year in Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, team that, again, I emphasize this, beat the out of the Detroit Lions on their home turf. I mean, went up there and absolutely shellacked Detroit and forced Jared Goff into a lot of issues. Last game that Ben Johnson coaches there, same thing with the last game that Aaron Glenn coaches there as their defensive coordinator. That matchup week 1, I'm fascinated with because the Packers get a lot of unscouted looks. They also get Detroit first before they get to settle in with their new coordinator. So a lot more on that. We get 5 months or 4 months to break down that matchup, which I'm very excited.
And that will happen. That is how this goes. You look into that opening weekend, and there is talk for 4 months.
While we're doing shows at Ray Nitschke Field, watching the Packers practice, we'll be talking a lot about that Lions game coming up in week 1 at Lambeau Field. I can promise you that. But for them quickly, for ESPN to say, Eagles are going to be a Monday night game in November. Well, that doesn't match up. And then the Commanders go there. Hunter, it's either the Packers are free of holidays this year for the first time potentially since the pandemic. They played a home game against the Cleveland Browns on a Christmas Day. They played Christmas Day against the Miami Dolphins on the road. Christmas Eve, if you count that as a holiday, a couple of years ago against the Carolina Panthers, as well as Thanksgiving that year against the Detroit Lions. So they've stacked up a ton of these holidays in a row. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was kind of almost baked in, kind of guaranteed. The Packers were going to, some would say, eat some deal for getting the draft, right? Sometimes the NFL gives you a little bit of a penance for a very, very successful win. And they say, well, we helped you guys out with this one. Why don't you guys help us out? Why don't you play Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Your employees working on Christmas Day. And it might not be, but we'll get those answers from Netflix coming up in about 2 or 3 hours.
We will. Now, Ben Gosling of the Star Tribune and KFan as well, reporting that the Vikings are expected to host the Lions on Christmas Day. So they're going to play
a home Thanksgiving to Christmas Day.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Same matchup, both holidays. So we shall see if that becomes the case, but I would expect that will be. That's wild.
I mean, they really are just dropping it on the NBA and saying try. So, good luck. Hey, you're throwing some of these. You're obviously going to throw the Chiefs on because we were talking about this during the lead-in. It's fascinating. Leagues have great assets. They do.
Yeah.
Players are what make the league ultimately go. However, the teams and brands are the identifying factor, and you got to be able to bring them to the forefront. The Kansas City Chiefs have maybe the most exciting player, maybe the most marketable player not named a quarterback in Travis Kelce.
Yep.
They have one of the most prominent brands because they've played in like 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. And the NFL is making no bones about it. You do business with the NFL, insert the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year for Christmas, Hunter, Netflix pays reportedly $150 million per game. The NFL said, thank you very much.
That's a lot of money.
A large sum of money.
Meanwhile, Roku paid MLB $10 million for one season of a game like every single week.
Yeah, and then wouldn't pay John Miller enough money to get him off the couch to be able to do that Sunday game. That one was maybe the most frustrating part of it. And the NFL's like, all right, sweet. Thanks for the check. Here's the Kansas City Chiefs last year.
Yep.
They get the Pittsburgh Steelers. Prime Video. Hey, by the way, thanks for doing us a solid. Getting in as well on another Christmas game because we want to completely take over the day. You can have the Kansas City Chiefs. And now their next partner, YouTube. Not YouTube TV, as Adam Schefter said yesterday, which you're going to need for Sao Paulo. You just need to watch on YouTube. It'll be free for you to access on YouTube. Reportedly, week 1, second game of the NFL season will be Chargers and Chiefs streaming on YouTube.
It's
awesome how the league's just unabashedly throwing the Chiefs as a prize for giving them a big check.
Prime time constantly for the Chiefs. Now you hope that the field condition is a little better in Brazil.
That's fair. Yeah.
So then you have Patrick Mahomes for those subsequent primetime games and everything like that down the road, because, obviously we know what happened to Jordan Love. So
that's a good point. Yes, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So I know some people are a little concerned about that. Like, oh, you're putting the Chiefs in week 1 in Brazil. Is that a little bit too risky? We shall see. Hopefully, they've already done this once, so I feel like everything's going to be a little better.
It's going to be a little bit better every time around. I also do like the fact that it was people were making a large, to do about it. That the LA Chargers said, we don't need to protect that Kansas City game. Like, they don't have to play at home. Yeah, because they beat them every time at SoFi. Like, we don't need to deal with that and get 60% Chiefs fans in here.
True.
Let's let Steelers fans come in here and let's get their money for the tourism check. Let's get the Eagles money in for the tourism check. LA's not all that worried about it.
No.
They're not all that worried about it. They said, Jim Harbaugh, you figure it out. All right. We don't have as many fans here, so we're going to bring as many in as possible. But we have had to deal with the Chiefs in a primetime game at home for the last 5 years, ever since we moved up here to LA. So maybe we play that somewhere else. Play it somewhere else. It'll be all good. We're okay with it.
Like overseas.
Yes, as far away as possible. Get us as far away as possible. I got a feeling it's going to be a pretty heavy Chiefs crowd there. We got a bunch of other games to be able to discuss, including a rematch of the Super Bowl being leaked out right now. And all throughout the day, we'll have the news when they go and when they get out of when the Packers will be playing and where, and potentially on what holiday the Packers will be playing, if they do play on any holidays coming up, as we know a lot of the Christmas schedule. We know some of the Thanksgiving schedule. We know all of the Thanksgiving schedule, 2/3 of the Christmas schedule. And we know on the schedule here today, Doug Russell is going to give us an update coming up in about 25 minutes. We got 3 chances for you to win $1,000. And on the other side, Hunter, as our baseball insider, we're going to get inside baseball and figure out how the Brewers start scoring some runs. Reese Hoskins had a take and some words after the team's this second team meeting in the last 3 weeks.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, thereabouts. Yep. Yeah, they had one in San Francisco too.
I don't know how many times you can play that card, how many times you can do the team meeting, but maybe this one works out. Reese Hoskins is going to tell us some of those details, and we're going to react to it with you on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973. On the other side, he's Hunter Baumgart. He's in for Armin Sarian today. It's a Dave Gasper production. I'm Billy Schmid. It's no BS. Statewide on the game.
When you order industrial supplies from Packer Fastener, you get real customer service, blazing fast speed, and the kind of accuracy that would make your high school shop teacher proud. Anything you want, anytime you want it, from the Midwest's largest inventory of threaded fasteners and industrial supplies. I'm talking accurate order delivery where the only surprise is a box of Junior Mints. And get advice on the right parts from the people who have been there, done that. That's right, an industrial supply partner who's always in. No ghosting, no back orders, no BS. Order today at PackerFastener.com.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. I want to let you in on a secret. Milwaukee Weight Loss is the hidden gem in weight loss, and it's doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program that helps you lose weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without having to take drugs or having to inject something into your stomach once a week. There's no prepackaged meal program, no bars or shakes, and there's no exercising even required. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good, and their coaches are there for ongoing support. They're with you every step of the way. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. I can't thank Milwaukee Weight Loss enough for my success. I've lost 60 pounds, and it's because they give you the tools to live a healthier lifestyle day in and day out. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 262-433-4008. That's 262-433-4008, or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Anyway, sign up. Make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you. Results may vary.
Beat the tariffs this month at Cunis.
Get your tariff-free car, truck, or SUV before they're gone. All current in-stock new vehicles are not affected. Plus, take advantage of employee pricing and huge manufacturer discounts on select brands and models. Shop from over 2,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs group-wide from 18 new vehicle brands. Our loan experts will work to get you our best interest rate possible. And our Fresh Start financing program can help you get approved approved regardless of your credit. Plus, you're covered by our lifetime no-fear powertrain warranty, included with qualified new and pre-owned vehicle purchases. Visit your local Cunis dealership today for your tariff-free vehicle while they last. But don't wait, because once they're gone, they're gone. With over 30 locations across the Midwest, there's sure to be a Cunis location near you. Start your search online at shopcunis.com. That's shopkunes.com.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com. Metalcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
Transform the look of your home with big savings at Menards. Window Images faux wood room darkening blinds at a classic design and privacy. They're available in a variety of stylish colors: white, oak, gray, and mahogany to match any decor. Plus, get them trimmed to width for free. Save big money on window treatments at Menards. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This week, Skipper Bud's Boaters Tailgate Party is on. Score home run deals on new and used boats, pontoons, runabouts, and more from top brands like Sea Ray, Barletta, Mastercraft, and Starcraft. Make this summer one to remember with family fun on the water, fishing, tubing, or just cruise in style. Don't miss the Pro Shop, loaded with tubes, skis, vests, safety gear, and more. Hurry in. Skipper Bud's Tailgate Party ends this week, just off I-94 and Highway T in Pewaukee. Visit skipperbuds.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For 120 years, Ford has been committed to doing the right thing for America, and we're not going anywhere. That's why Ford assembles more vehicles in the U.S. than any other automaker and employs the most hourly auto workers in the country. That's not a boast, it's a pledge to the Americans who drive our vehicles and the capable people who build them. Because our values can't be offshored. We do it for the people who make America. Workers, farmers, first responders, communities. As long as America depends on them, they can depend on us. Ford Motor Company. From America, for America.
Based on S&P Global Mobility Calendar Year 2024 U.S. light vehicle production data. Assembled in the USA with domestic and foreign parts. Based on 2024 year-end hourly employment data.
I'd start walking your way. You'd start walking mine. We meet in the middle. Meet that old Georgia pine. We gain a lot of ground. 'Cause we both give a little.
Here's your chance to win some bonus bucks. Win $1,000 right now on the game by entering this nationwide keyword at 973thegame.com, and the winner could be you. This hour's cash keyword is happy. Enter the word happy. That's happy now at 973thegame.com. I'd be very happy. I'd be very, very happy if somebody came in, won the $1,000 in our nationwide contest, then called us on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973 so we could promptly celebrate. Because Hunter, as you guys on the Drew and KB show, Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sarian here today. As you guys like to say, people really win on the Drew and KB show.
They do.
I don't know if we can say that for sure on No BS. We got to get somebody winning. We get some people to win during What Does Billy Know? Yeah. However, generally it's just on all my L's that somebody ends up taking one, right? Because 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Had 1 10 out of 10 last couple of weeks ago. Of weeks ago. However, generally those are how many misses can we get as well? So we like that people could win here on No BS, but you got to let us know. Because when somebody wins that $1,000, it's going to be plastered all over here in this brand new, all new studio built by Reamer Remodel.
I mean, yeah, we're going to have pretty much, it brings a level of excitement like no other. So I want that call to come in, and I want us to celebrate you for winning $1,000.
I actually think, and you have some pull in here, Hunter, we could actually get this done. We could retire that person's number. If you win the $1,000, we could almost Shedeur Sanders it and retire that number here inside the all new studio. We got enough room.
Yeah.
We got some spots where we could
Legendary.
just put some legendary spots and some legendary callers around the upper ring of the facade here of the studio.
Well, if this doesn't convince you to go to our website and enter for this contest, I don't know.
The Sours Cash keyword is happy.
Oh,
Make sure you get there, 973thegame.com.
I'm happy.
Hunter, there's not a whole lot of happiness going on with the Milwaukee Brewers offense lately. I know you guys were watching last night, Dave Gasper and clued in, talking with Timmy on the post-game show as well. Baseball post-game show will be back. Special edition here tonight after a day game starting at 6. That there is clearly, we talked about the last couple of days, some deficiencies with the offense. There's no doubt about it that this is just a bad offense right now. Pat Murphy said it in a multitude of different ways. Players have somewhat said it. And last night, for the second time in about 4 weeks, a little closed-door meeting after the game because they've now been shut out. Hunter, back-to-back days, but 4 times in the last 12 games. That's an unacceptable mark.
Yeah. And you went back-to-back against the Chicago teams, 0-0 there.
And then the White Sox and Cubs. Yeah,
and then now twice against the Cleveland Guardians. Now, the Guardians are a good team, but you should be able to score a run. The problem is that your pitching was great last night. I mean, you got a really solid outing from Priester. The bullpen did its job. Nick Mears has been lights out. Yeah, best ERA of a reliever in baseball right now. He's been really, really good. Now, the offense, all you need to do is take for last night, you score 3 or 4 runs, you win the baseball game. Now, obviously, you'd want to score more than that, but a lot of these losses lately, the one on Friday against the Rays, the 4-3 loss, the loss on Saturday, if you score 5 runs in any of these games, this road trip could be seen completely flipped around. But the problem is your offense, especially in the last 15 days, in this month of May, has been bad. They're hitting 183 in the last 15 days. That's worst in baseball of any team. You look at the runs in baseball, they are 29th in baseball with 31 runs over the last 15 days. You just look at hits, they're last in baseball with 74 hits. This offense has really, they were up and down, I'd say, over the first month or so of the season. They've really went down here in this last 15 days. And you need that middle of the order, as we've said for weeks, that middle of the order to produce. Pat Murphy actually said it last night. He's like, we just need that middle of the order to come through. But it's hitting, as I think Vinny Rottino said this the other night, hitting is contagious and not hitting is also contagious. And right now it's spreading like wildfire.
That's a very good point by Vinny. Listen, slumps are also contagious. And when the entire team feels like they're slumping, it's going to be difficult to get yourself out of it. Now, we had a texter yesterday said, I don't know if they've done it. They need to have a meeting. They need to sit down. They need to figure this out. Well, last night they tried to hash things out after the game, some of which with Pat Murphy, most of which with the players Murph told us. And then Rhys Hoskins, who you mentioned Nick Mears. Dude with inherited runners on has just been a savage. Last night he gets the 2 outs, comes in with 2 on, 1 out in the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 game. And then quickly you're like, all right, top of the 7th inning. Let's get this thing rolling on the offense. The aforementioned Rhys Hoskins, Hunter, one of the 3 up, 3 down, including Hoskins, Turang, and Haas. The 3 that go down, 2 strikeouts there quickly for the Guardians. Caught myself there. And Rhys Hoskins after the game quickly. What was the tone of that meeting after you guys get shut out for now 18 consecutive innings?
Just figuring out how we can kind of come together, play with that energy, some of that passion that we played with. I think especially early on last year. It's kind of a slippery slope, right? Like we have this great example of how this team can be successful, which is an awesome thing to have coming into any season. But, we're also trying to figure out how we can do that this year with sure an eye on last year, but again, just trying to move forward on how we can better come together. just making agreements between each other about, things that are important to us and what we think will give us the best chance to win on a nightly basis. So just trying to get all that on the table and, move forward.
So that is I think that's the most direct statement or sound that you've heard from the clubhouse. And Hunter and Dave, you guys are there on most home dates as well. So you feel a little bit more of this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has been voiced a little bit more throughout. However, when he's talking about putting everything on the table, our expectations for ourselves, well, those are leadership things. Those are quick things that a team leader does generally in the first 2 weeks at spring training, you would assume, right? And the not focusing on last year, I think is a fantastic point when we talk about it. And I think it gets stressed a lot in the NFL where you heard the Packers say, we got to learn how to win this year, right? Just because you try to pick up where you left off at the end of last year, rolling, quarterback's playing great. You're winning really close games. You're running the football. Last year, your pitching and defense was spectacular. Timely hits, being able to come back, hitting with runners in scoring position, especially into the month of August, I thought was really, really good last year. Now started to kind of teeter off into September, if you can correct me if I'm wrong. But the being able to just pick up from a year ago, you hear teams say it, this group has to learn how to win. This team needs to learn how our process is going to be in terms of winning baseball games on a day in and day out basis. That to me was the first open statement from a player like, hey, we really do miss the Willy Adames factor in here. Like that's something that probably 27 was instrumental in voicing last year, but also the most honest assessment of we need to put 2024 into the past. And we're thinking too much about what we did last year and who we were a year ago. That is not this baseball team. And that's a thing that you do have to nip in the butt here pretty quickly because you're closing in on 50 games played.
Right. And Rhys Hoskins is, I would say, one of the more direct players, in that clubhouse with the media. I feel like he'll come out and say it. When Pat Murphy said they lost the edge.
One of the best sound bites.
And that too. Yeah. And when Pat Murphy said they lost their edge a couple of weeks ago, we came in and Rhys Hoskins is like, yeah, but that also goes just along with losing. So he was kind of like, he's not afraid to say what he thinks. Pat Murphy, speaking of the discussion of last year compared to this year, Pat Murphy said this last night. He said, quote, we were off to such a great start last year and we never had to worry. You know what I mean? I'm just saying we were off and running. Things felt good. These young guys were believing and it was fun. Now we're trying to repeat that. And we've had some big losses off the team and we've had some really adverse things go against us, whether it's calls that went against us, injuries, we can go on and on. Pitching injuries isn't the issue right now. We've got to get the heart of the order producing. So obviously that is a couple of things, as we just mentioned a moment ago, the heart of the order, that's a big thing. But also they never had to worry really last year. The only time, and Pat Murphy referenced this, really the only time they lost their edge, quote unquote, was in September when they kind of went through that slide and then they came back out of it. They had the big comeback against the Diamondbacks, came back out of it, went into the postseason. Not maybe as hot as you'd want to go into the postseason, but they went fine into the postseason. They had whatever happened in the postseason after that. And I just think when you look at this year compared to last year, I think a lot of fans want it. You look at last year and you say, wow, they took a big step forward when you didn't really think, to be honest. And if you look at May 14th, 2024, right? A year ago today, if this team would have been 20-23, and had everything's the exact same this year, but it's a year earlier, I think it's a lot more palatable.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you didn't really know what you had. You had a transition in manager. You had a team that you had a lot of young players playing in the majors for the first time, or a first full season, opening day roster for the first time, and just kind of a lot of growing pains. But the weird thing is that didn't happen really last year. And so now you have all these growing pains happening in year two when you thought, we're going to build upon. Not that every young player was going to have a better year in year two than year one. We know that doesn't always happen. But you saw what you had last year and you thought, Yelich coming off, he's going to be healthy. He's coming off of back surgery. Rhys Hoskins is going to be a year removed from the ACL. The young players are going to have another year of experience. Pat Murphy's going to have a year of experience under his belt as a manager. How can't this be not better, not necessarily more wins than last year, but at least be competitive.
And paste what you were doing a year ago, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you saw the recipe, just do the exact same thing.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of in the minds of Brewers fans right now. It's kind of like, well, why is this happening? Because this, you expected at least, a more competitive team from what you saw last year,
especially the process to it, being the showing your work and getting there. Now, as Nick and Grafton has pointed out, Hoskins just needs to give somebody the wah crying face, and the Brewers won't lose for the rest of the year. If it was that easy, maybe they would just clear the benches twice, and that would replace their edge, right? The Tampa Bay Rays already left, but Abner Uribe could have gotten into another dust-up. I don't think that's what this is. I do think a lot more of it comes down to the confidence and the bravado of the team, where it does lend itself to, man, last year was just so much easier than this. And the adjustments to the league, you hear this, the cliche parts of it every single time in baseball. The leagues are going to make adjustments to you. You have to adjust to the adjustments. I think you're seeing some of the players do it well, but as Hoskins also mentioned last night, it's not always from the neck down. A lot of it is between the ears and the problems with this team.
I think it's just confidence in yourself, in ourselves as a group. I think there's some afraid to make a mistake type thing, and that's not a way to go about this game or into any competition. You got to dive right in, knowing that you've prepared so that, when it's time to compete, the talent can come out.
So that part right there, afraid to make a mistake, that can come from a lot of different places. It could come from young players wanting to showcase their ability. Some people, I think, would guess or ask, does it come from watching a couple of players get benched a couple of days ago?
Right. It's valid.
I don't think that's a bad deal, though. I don't think that's a bad thing for players to have a little bit of pressure and a little bit of fear of being benched. There's a fear, and then there's a healthy understanding that the expectation is here. And if you're not meeting it, we don't believe that you're close enough to it, and it's in between the ears as to why you're doing it, not necessarily something mechanical. I don't think it's a bad thing. However, the psyche of young baseball players, Hunter, will showcase and a lot of times spotlight. Pressure doesn't always make diamonds like it does in some other sports in this one.
Yeah, baseball it's a tough sport, as Rhys Hoskins said last night. It's tough. You're going to go through a lot of ups and downs throughout your career, even if you're the best player. And so how do you react to that? How do you react to this? I think it's going to be telling.
877-794-1973. You just heard from Rhys Hoskins assess the issues with the Milwaukee Brewers. Clearly the offense is the issue. But I feel like a mental, or is it more of a physical deal with this Brewers team? We'll discuss it coming up as well. Doug Russell's in next with an update. We got more chances for you to win $1,000 and already more leaks in the NFL schedule. We'll get some dates and times for Packers games. Hour 2 at No BS is next.
Preset. Save.
We're already a preset in your car, I assume.
Preset number 1. Never a doubt.
Well, we've taken that concept of you pledging your undying loyalty to us.
I demand absolute allegiance, no exception.
And we've brought it to the iHeartRadio app.
Simply click the button labeled Preset.
From that point forward,
our station gets anchored to the top of your app.
97.3 The Game. Added.
Milwaukee's home for sports and stuff. On air at 97.3 FM. Streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Hey y'all, this is singer-songwriter Riley Green, and my idea of a good time is grabbing a guitar, a few good friends, and some cold and smooth Busch Lights. Pick up a case of your own this weekend. No guitar needed.
Busch. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big Three this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big Three. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Oh, yay, yay!
KB here. Miss Sue and I couldn't be happier with CertaPro painters. They were highly professional, and they transformed our home's exterior with a flawless finish. The attention to detail and quality were top-notch. I highly recommend CertaPro painters for any painting project you have. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. To schedule a free estimate for your home or business and learn about their spring sales event going on through May 15th, go to CertaPro.com. That's CertaWithAC.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose CertaPro Painters.
All right, team, listen up. Merle the Squirrel's here to tell you why Capital's duct cleaning is a game changer.
What did he say?
He said, if you haven't cleaned your ducts in 5 years, you're breathing in all kinds of junk. And unlike those companies who use glorified shop vacs, we use high-powered trucks to clean your ducts the right way.
Yeah, makes sense. Cleaner ducts, cleaner air, healthier home.
Exactly.
Schedule your duct cleaning today and save $200. That's right, save $200.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Keep your ride summer road trip ready with parts, tools, and accessories from Summit Racing. We have what you need for pre-trip maintenance, plus essentials like emergency roadside kits, tire inflators, jumper cables, boost jump starters, tool sets, and a whole lot more. So hit the highways or take the roads less traveled with confidence. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 25th, 2025. SummitRacing.com. Let's build it together.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in D.C.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Batters fetched off with the power play winner.
After a whale of a series against the Rockford Ice Hogs, the Milwaukee Admirals advance to the Central Division Finals, where they'll take on the Texas Stars. Game 1 in the best-of-5 series is Thursday in Cedar Park, Texas. Face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. This hour of No BS is brought to you by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screamin' is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, let's start in Cleveland. Do we have to? Yeah, probably have to.
Really?
The Brewers' bats stayed silent, and for the second straight night, their defense came up short.
Manzardo at the plate. He's 0 for 3. These are the moments that he loves to run. Manzardo line drive center field. In comes Churio, and it's by him. And going to go all the way almost to the warning track. Ramirez is on the move. He's going to score. Manzardo on his way to third, and he is in.
Kind of alligator armed that one in center field a little bit. That was not fluid, shall we say, from Jackson Churio. Now, you can't get too mad at him, though, because the Brewers had 3 hits and he had 2 of them. So, kind of a mixed bag.
That's exactly it, Doug. Like, you can be frustrated and should be with the lack of being able to play somewhat fundamental defense out there, it would feel.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row misplay. Not errors, just misplays.
Just misplays. He doesn't play it often. Right now, did growing up, right?
Yeah.
Did for a long time. That's got to be one of the most difficult positions to play. I actually thought the night before, a line drive kind of right at you, would be more difficult with this one.
Yeah.
And, the whatever catch probability, I don't know where that analytic comes from, said it was like 95%. So he should have made both. I get it. But to your point, he's the only guy hitting the baseball. So, and you don't score any runs. Hard to be mad at defense being the reason why you lose the baseball game.
Just kind of additionally on catch probability there, Blake Perkins robbed a home run last year, and StatCast gave it a 90% catch probability. So catch probability, you can take it maybe with a grain of salt.
You know what? Catch probability and win probability, you know what those statistics are? They are nothing. They mean nothing. Yeah. They are zero. They are useless. They are made up to get. Sorry, Billy.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened.
So my next question would be like catch probability. Is it like the ACT where you get a certain amount of points for putting your name right? Do you get like a certain amount, like a 50% chance if you're wearing a glove?
If you're just in the major leagues, you've got a chance of catching
60%,
right? The Brewers get blanked for the second night in a row.
We're not playing with a ton of confidence. We're not playing with. We got a bunch of guys just not at their best right now, but you go through that once in a while. And when the wind's blowing, like I've said before, wind's blowing real hard. You can't try to fight it. Sometimes you have to let it play its course. And that doesn't mean we're not doing everything we can, but you can't try to outthink yourself.
So at least Cleveland got that win, because then you'd walk next door to Rocket Arena, and then that didn't happen. The two arenas right next to two venues right next to each other. We'll get to that in a second. The series finale is today. Logan Henderson pitches against Gavin Williams. Game time is at 12:10, so about 2 hours from now. The other story of the day from baseball, Commissioner Rob Manfred reinstating everyone who was on baseball's permanently ineligible list that has died. Basically, that means lifetime ban means lifetime, not in perpetuity.
Now,
let's go.
I'll be honest with you. I frankly don't really have a big take on it. I probably should, right? In Sports Talk Radio, I know you're supposed to have a take and you're supposed to be very, very firm.
Sure, I don't have a take on a lot of things, but I do on this one.
But Doug, to me, I just don't understand if you were at some point going to do it just because the guy's dead, then you feel so much more vindicated that you were able to last longer than him with the strife or with the anger to it. If you're going to stand by it, then don't put him in the Hall of Fame, right? Then don't do it. But now if it's like, all right, well, now that he's served his entire life ban, because his life ended, now we can put him in like the Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, it's about time for Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Sure.
I mean, that is long overdue. Like I 100% did my English 105 research,
of course,
persuasive essay on Shoeless Joe Jackson needing to be in the Hall of Fame. That man did not cheat. He did not quit on the game. That man played his hardest. He had 375 in that World Series, did not make any single errors. That dude was amazing. He deserves to be in. And this is long overdue for Shoeless Joe Jackson.
That's fascinating because maybe you're one of 85 people that really feel strongly about what happened in the 1919 World Series, or maybe I'm one of the 50 that don't. This to me is so much, people think that I'm a bad commissioner, so I'm going to throw something in there that's going to make people happy.
He's washing his hands of this. He's like, look, I'm just going to make him eligible. It's up to the Hall of Fame, and they can choose if they get in or not. It's no longer on me.
So I'm reminded of the line. You ever watch the movie The Green Mile?
No. It sounds like something I'd be interested in. There's a Green Mile in Denver that I was on.
Oh, okay. This is a different.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Gotcha.
This is like leading you to the. This is from the 1930s. Sorry, Mom. That leads you to the, old Sparky. Leads you to the execution chamber.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway.
Yeah, it's a much different spot. There was a spark that happened on that Green Mile in Denver.
Correct.
But that was only on a Bic lighter.
I think the Brewers offense is trying to find a spark, but keep going.
So I'm reminded of the line from the Green Mile after the execution of Arlen Bitterbuck when the guard Percy, it was a great name, when Percy was taunting the dead body before it was sent off to the prison morgue. And one of the other guards, Brutus Howell, said this.
He's paid what he owed. He's square with the house again.
That's kind of how I feel about this. He's square with the house again. A permanent ban meant permanent. A permanent ban means lifetime. You know what? What are you hanging on to? There's when you're permanently ineligible in baseball or any sport, it's so you don't come back and besmirch the game, and a team isn't tempted to hire you, so you can then go
Tony La Russa.
Well,
every single time somebody's like, "Hey, yeah, let's see." He doesn't have any.
It's not like
any
the
charge
Reds
in the last 3 years.
It's not like a team can hire Pete Rose to be their manager right now. You know, he served his sentence. He served it, and let's move on. Let's turn the page.
So, and again, a lot of this also comes back to the best baseball players that I watched growing up. None of them are in the Hall of Fame. So, like, to me,
the all-time hits leader, the all-time home runs leader.
Yeah, I didn't grow up watching Pete Rose.
The
So,
guy
like,
who's
that
won
part
the
is
most Cy
not
Young awards.
a massive part of it. It's the Clemens, the Bonds, the Sosas, the Alex Rodriguez. Like, I watched all those guys growing up. That was baseball to me, and none of them are in. So, do I got to wait 40 years until all those guys die, and then they get put into the Hall of Fame then too?
No, because they've never been banned. They've never been banned from baseball.
Yeah, they've never been put on the permanently ineligible list. So it's up to the committees, and the committees are probably not going to put them in.
This was the right. So those guys that you mentioned, that was on the writers. Now, not anymore because their eligibility for the Hall of Fame has expired after 10 years. They cut it from 15 to 10. So that was on them. That was on the Baseball Writers Association of America. Now there are other committees that they're eligible for, the same ones that Pete Rose is eligible. Shoeless Joe Jackson will be eligible for as well. I think the most ridiculous statement, though, that I've heard throughout this entire process yesterday was from the son of Bart Giamatti, who was the commissioner for about 10 minutes, but he was also the commissioner when Pete Rose was banned permanently. And this is Marcus Giamatti, the son. Permanent means permanent. I am incredibly disappointed in the commissioner's decision. I'm also disappointed that my family was not consulted prior to the decision.
Brother, what did you have anything to do with that?
Well, why would you guys be consulted?
What? Huh? The commissioner's decision makes this a very dark day for baseball, the country, and the fans. What?
Well, you know what? He did just want to let you know that he was also offended.
Okay.
Just remember, my dad was commissioner
Why are we
once.
asking him? Why is anybody asking Marcus Giamatti, an actor, brother of Paul Giamatti?
I totally know all those guys.
Why is anyone asking anyone from the Giamatti family what they think? Because it doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think he's probably asked. He just probably, as everybody does, I have a statement and I'm going to put it on social media for everyone.
But then, Hunter, somebody decided that they were going to print it.
Oh, of course.
You know what? I have a statement too. Can they print my statement as well? Because I have as much to do with the banning of Pete Rose as Marcus Giamatti does.
I like
the exact same amount, which is 0.
What Hunter just explained is like at the Thanksgiving table when your aunt says like, well, I have some thoughts on this one. Like, all right, well, sweet. I did not check your Facebook post.
No, have you guys been watching the election coverage?
Post? Yeah. Did you not read what I said on Facebook?
That was my statement. That was my official statement.
That's
okay.
awesome.
On this.
Well, now we know how Bart feels.
Well, we know how his son feels.
Well,
so Bart's son was the one to come out with the statement.
God,
you know what Bart feels right now? Nothing, because he's dead.
So, well, maybe him and Pete are, settling their differences now.
I hope so. It's time for the two of them to break bread. If there's any time for them to break bread.
Sorry, that was low. That was a low blow.
Wow. Okay.
He's been gone for a few months now, so hopefully he's made his way over.
That's the thing to me is
Bart's
like
house.
they wait till he passes away and then they do this.
Well, that's what was going to be the whole time. They weren't going to do this while Pete Rose was alive.
But they could have done it while he was alive. But
they could have.
They could have, but then it would be like, all right, Pete's just waiting to die.
That would have involved a backbone and a spine from Rob Manfred on that.
Yeah, and well, don't hold your breath for that.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just I gotta get more worked up about this. Like this does need to be one.
It sure seems like that, huh?
Hunter, I think I need to add this to my bag. This is one of those that I need to be more upset about. You know what I think?
Armin even released a statement.
Oh, Armin gatekeeping the Baseball Hall of Fame is one of his favorite things to do.
Yeah,
so I
Joe Mauer should not be in.
I can already see Armin sitting there, Hunter, while he's at the New York Sportsbook, which he sent me a video of yesterday. Look how bad this TV is. I got bigger TV in my bedroom. He goes there just to gripe. He's going to sit down at
why does
one of these sports
he go
books.
there then? There are other sports books.
Because he likes to be angered by it. Okay. He likes to be angered by it, which is one of the reasons I love that kid. Like I just love him so much because he can be that angry about something he knows is going to anger him.
What did Armin say? What was Armin's statement?
He said Pete Rose debates again. Look, he was a generally overrated player anyway.
Wow.
His legendary status as a hitter is based on 2.5 decades of compiling singles, almost no power. Deserved status, yes, but claims I see of him as the best hitter ever, etc., are hilariously indefensible.
I don't know that anyone says he's the best hitter.
I told you he was going to be upset.
I love the look.
Look.
That's when you
Look.
That's when
Listen.
you know you're emphasizing a point.
Listen.
Look. Yeah.
And,
We are completely
that guy.
overlooking the shoeless Joe Jackson being eligible, though.
Yeah, it's
Dave, I gotta be
like-
honest because I don't think anyone cares. Like, I really don't mean to be disrespectful. It's 100 years old. Like, I don't know that all that many people are like, you know what?
It's
That
even
shoeless Joe
longer
Jackson,
overdue
that
than.
guy definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. I could tell you, like, I've watched.
I think I read a book on that.
I was gonna say I
in,
read a
grade
book
school.
or watched a movie on it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was
8
about
men
it.
out.
Well, I mean,
Joseph Jefferson Jackson.
It's a good name,
JJJ.
there you go.
Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
Now I would have worn shoes. However, he was maybe ahead of his time because Mac Hollins is like, dude, I'm the shoeless Joe Jackson of baseball.
You know what this really does bring up is why can't we have great nicknames in baseball anymore?
Yeah.
Good question. Baseball, basketball used to have some really good ones.
Home Run Baker.
Oh, such a great name.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was born in 1887.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
good for him.
He's way dead.
He's super
Yeah.
dead. He's super dead.
He's
Yeah.
really
Which
dead.
means his inclusion is longer.
Was
overdue.
he in Field of Dreams?
Yes.
Yeah.
The character
That's
was.
where
Yeah.
it was. That's where
Yeah. How many
That's
movies
what I
have
thought.
Pete Rose in it? I don't know.
Well,
That-
it was
yeah.
Ray Liotta who played Shoeless Joe Jackson in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, it was.
Also dead.
also dead.
My oh my.
Jeez. Welcome to the obituary presented by No BS.
Doug and I had the same thought. Also dead. Well,
Great actor, though.
fantastic actor. Some of my favorite.
Not so
themes,
much anymore.
especially. Well, yeah, he's doing a really, really good job. He's playing a dead guy even better than Stephen A. Smith on Law and Order. Oh man, I'm sorry. It was sitting right there. I had to. Doug, before we let you go,
Yeah.
also potentially dead might be the Packers playing on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It sounds like we have some not for sure leaks here from our friend at Nerding on NFL, which
Okay.
is my spirit animal of a Twitter account. But Hunter, appears that one of the two teams that's playing on that Saturday, December 20th, and that Fox doubleheader is playing on Christmas, but it might not be the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, John Breach, who covers the NFL for CBS Sports, reporting that if the leaks are to be believed, the NFL's Christmas schedule appears to be set. Lions and Vikings, Cowboys and Commanders, and Broncos and Chiefs.
Let's go.
And Kevin Sheehan of the Team 980 in Washington is also confirming. It said hearing Washington hosting Dallas Christmas Day versus the Cowboys at home on Netflix.
Okay.
Probably the first game, but might be 4:30. So
Okay.
yeah, one of those two.
And Dave, you've got the Packers taking on the Panthers in Week 9.
Yeah, I saw that
Nice.
from the NFL nerd.
Oh, inject that into your veins.
Welcome to noon.
I
Yeah.
sure
Neutral
hope so.
time.
I sure hope so. Like that
Can't wait
game's
for
got
that one.
that's got a noon boom written
Throw
all
out
over
the
it.
records.
However,
Actually, don't. The Panthers suck.
Keep the records.
Yeah, that
Just-
might get flexed to Sunday night. We'll
just
see.
wait. Just wait. Just wait.
It might get flexed to Sunday night at about 11:30.
Oh, I
Yeah.
better have a
Everybody's
chance to
gone
get
to bed.
flexed till Friday night. That's going to be battling up against some of the Fox City games. Now, Eagles Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Bears on the road. Commanders and Lions at home to start the season, reportedly. I love it, Doug. It definitely fires up, though, and adds in for the possibility, you would assume, there's going to be a 3-week road trip here built in for the Green Bay Packers.
Probably.
They already had one less home game than they did road games.
Mhm.
And if you slate two of them right there, you're paying a price for having Matt LaFleur's first ever home opener be the season opener.
3-game roadies have happened all the time. It didn't happen as much last year, but there have been years where the Packers have had like 2 3-game roadies.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot. I mean, you would go a month in between home games at times, and then you'd have back-to-back games at Lambeau Field. But sometimes they spend so much time and so much effort on the schedule, and they screw it up so many times so easily. And I'm anxious to see exactly what it looks like. You can find out officially tonight, starting at 7 on the game. We'll have the show for you.
We'll have our friends with Westwood One giving us the entire show. We will have Doug Russell coming back in. Well, now it's been 45 minutes because we made a lot of dead jokes. But I'll be honest with you, that's 15 minutes that everybody is going to remember for as long as they're on this earth.
Yeah, because
Which might be longer than Shoeless Joe Jackson. How long did Shoeless Joe live?
Yeah,
I believe he was 64.
Maybe not that
64.
long.
He's been gone a while.
1951, he passed away.
Too soon?
Baby Shoeless
Married
Joe.
to
for the
Catherine
jokes.
Wynn for 43 years.
Aw,
Now,
that's a lifetime love.
Catherine's grandchildren. very excited about this moment. Very excited about this moment. We need to see their statement.
Catherine, all I do is win.
All he does is win. That's Hunter Baumgart, Doug.
And with that,
we'll see you in 45 minutes.
Sounds good, boys.
That is Doug Russell from the Update Studio. We'll hear from him coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. That's a winning drop right there, Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Wait, look at you bringing the absolute heat here early. We get you doing a double,
fun.
and this is what gets produced. You better watch out being this good.
Well,
they're gonna get you in here doing a lot more double shifts.
Oh,
yeah.
more things on Hunter's plate.
More. Can't be doing enough. You're basically just going to be locked in here, just not being allowed to leave. We also got a drop in here from our friend Drew Olson, who just dropped in this text. With talking about Bart Giamatti's son and the comment from him. Drew said the general consensus in baseball and a belief held by Bud is that the incredible stress created by the Rose saga was a major contributor to Bart Giamatti's rapid health decline and eventual death. Bud would never have reinstated Rose because it would have felt like it was urinating on Bart's grave.
Wow.
A lot of drama on that Pete Rose saga back in the day.
Wow. You see, and maybe it speaks to where the sport is now comparatively to where it was in the 70s and 80s. And maybe it's just because it's more universally disliked and those guys have such a black eye from fans of it.
Right.
I mean, these guys went like a fart in the wind off of the ballot for the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. When I'm talking about Barry Bonds, Bonds didn't make himself any friends. Doesn't sound like Pete Rose had a lot of adversaries in the media.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like he was the easiest guy to get along with in that spot as well. However, it was one of the most discussed sports topics of all time. That throws one of the most evergreen sports topics in sports talk radio into the garbage can.
It does. Yeah.
Maybe people run with it for the next couple of weeks because Pete Rose shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well, now we got to talk about elections still, because we still got another 2 years before he's eligible on the next committee. So like the next time the committee comes up for like the classic era or whatever it was for the contributions in that time is going to be 2027. So he's first eligible to be elected in December of 27 and then be inducted in July of 28. And that's if he gets in on the first ballot first time through.
Well, that's fantastic. Because
it's a rotation with the veterans committees with the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
So you got like the super like old time, like before like the 60s and whatnot, contributors from then among players and then among like executives.
Who can be contributing
umpires.
to that group?
I mean, they're apparently finding names. I don't know how they keep on coming up with new ones.
That's impressive.
But yeah, they got groups from there, and then another one of like executives and umpires and other kind of officials, and then they've got kind of the more modern era committee from guys like 70s and 80s when their contributions were like Pete Rose.
Well, there we go. That's the information I needed. That Hall of Fame makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. There's so much interesting stuff and so many people that there's a lot of gatekeeping that goes into all sports. The Baseball Hall of Fame more than any. I did like here Red Hot Tim Knott said Satan holding on line 3. Wow, that segment took a turn. Well, it did take a little bit of a turn. However, maybe you turn it around and maybe St. Peter's on the line 3 or line 4. Right.
Yeah,
he was just waiting for all of us to be able to get up there and enjoy that conversation. Also, Catfish Hunter has been thrown in here as one of the great old nicknames in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I think we start calling you Catfish.
Catfish Hunter.
However, that's going to give people the wrong assumption as to what Hunter was like on the apps. So I don't want to throw that on you.
True. That's a bad connotation.
It's a bad nickname nowadays.
Hunter does seem like it really would go well. 877-794-1973. You know what sounds good? You having a chance to win $1,000. That's on the other side of this timeout. A couple of good texts to get into here, especially one from Andy in Lake Country talking about the Brewers coaching changes. How has that impacted the offense? Getting to that on the other side, as well as Packers potentially not playing on Christmas. We have that locked in. Not playing on Thanksgiving, locked in. We only have right now on my notes 5 games out of the 17. When do we get the next one? Because we want to be able to hit our sounder. We want to be able to hit our breaking schedule sounder. That coming up next. In between your chances to win $1,000. He's Hunter Baumgart. He's our Brewers insider, host of the baseball pregame show. And since the pregame show is kind of our show, I think it's also apropos that we give you the lineups and such.
True.
That's coming up as well before we hit a parlay of the day with a little bit extra money in our pocket. Dave Gasper produces. I'm Billy Schmidt. Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sari, and it's no BS on the game.
Yeah, the DJ said he loves a game of easy come and easy go. But I wonder.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's your Green Bay football buddy John Kuhn here, reminding you to buckle up for safety whenever you get in your vehicle. Whether you're driving to work, school, shopping, or to catch the big game, remember, click it or ticket. Buckling up saves lives. Every trip, every time. Don't risk it, guys. It's not worth the ticket or the danger. Click it or ticket. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Brought to you by Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Caddy Day 6 is on. Join the Misfits of 97.3 The Game this July for a tribute to the greatest golf movie ever made. Thursday, July 24th at Washington County Golf Course in Hartford. Get your foursome of D'Annunzios and Noonans ready for the best charity scramble ever. Proceeds benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Wisconsin. If you be the ball, Danny, you'll have total consciousness on your deathbed and win that caddy scholarship. Caddy Day 6. Sign up now before it's sold out at 973thegame.com/Zabe.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Budenkamp.
For 285-3474.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest every night at 6.
Well, listen to Second Bet Better. How's that?
On Fox Sports 920.
Here's comedians and Skechers getting comfortable. Presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-In.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better parachute.
Yep, with Skechers slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, slip-ins are for the whole family. Men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the country, and it's affecting almost 7 million Americans, including 110,000 people here in Wisconsin. UW-Madison is working hard to improve the lives of those affected, offering resources to educate and the latest in research and technology. The UW initiative to end Alzheimer's has so many ways you can benefit, learn, get involved, and make a difference. Visit goalsforacure.org. That's goalsforacure.org.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. There's still time. Come to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale and get a queen mattress and adjustable base for just $499.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Brewers wrapping up a series with the Guardians they'd like to forget. They need to salvage a game with a win today. Special edition of the post-game show tonight at 6, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest here with the game.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Rima Remodel, this is No BS with Billy and Sarya.
I waited for this. I'm so excited.
On the game.
A million miles away, a message to the main.
No BS. Welcome back inside the Iron Jock Studios. Iron Jock, due to the overwhelming demand. How about this? Giving you a little extension. Spring 35 has been extended when you buy $50 or more of Iron Jock men's and women's performance apparel, men's or women's, whichever one you'd prefer. Take 35% off your entire purchase. All you got to do is put in promo code SPRING35. That's SPRING35. Plus, Iron Jock will give you free socks as a bonus, and shipping is free. Why wait? Go to ironjock.com today. ironjoc.com. Extended now through May 18th. SPRING35. Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sarian here today. It's No BS on the game as we are enjoying schedule release day, which is schedule leak day, as it all pops out and percolates through. Some teams know their season opener. Some people know their home opener. For the first time since 2018 and the first time in Matt LaFleur's tenure, that is the same. The Packers have not opened at home since LaFleur has become the head coach. His season openers include ones on the road at Chicago, in the only game since, I believe, 2006 to be a game that does not feature on the season opener the Super Bowl champion. It's also one of the it's the most recent divisional game that has been on the season opener, as the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles will do that this year. That game for the Super Bowl champion had not been a division game since Giants and Cowboys. So Hunter, it makes sense. They like putting the Cowboys in prime time. They're putting the Cowboys in prime time. It appears on Christmas Day against the Washington Commanders. And the Packers get a couple of primetime starts. Lions at home, 3:25 reportedly on Fox, and also reportedly hosting the Commanders Thursday Night Football on September 11th. 2 quick games, 2 in 5 days. You're going to find out what you're made of in a very early mini bye week for the Packers to start out there, reportedly.
That too, you're going to get 2 games, both of which are at home. That's big. If you were hosting the Lions and then had to go to the Commanders in week 2 on that Thursday night, that'd be a rough way to start the season. So you like that both of those teams are coming into your house to start the year, but you're not only going to find out what this team is made of early, is you're also going to be tested early. It's, you're
that's for sure.
Yes. You're going to be really tested. Usually those early games are kind of figuring out, there's a lot of learning process for each season. We just talked about how this year compares to last year with the Brewers. Each season there's a learning process. You're really going to have to learn on the fly and really be able to come out with kind of guns a-blazing there with those first 2 weeks. You mentioned the Packers not having a home opener since 2018, or a home game to start the season since 2018. They've only had 2 season openers at home in the last 12 years. So this is 2 in 12 years heading into this season. So, a lot of road games. They were at Minnesota a couple of times in the last 5 years. They played Chicago a few times. You mentioned that 2018 was that last home one. That was against Chicago. They played Seattle a couple times. They played San Francisco. They played New Orleans, Jacksonville, Seattle to start the season. But this is going to be the Lions, who I believe since 5 they have not started the season against the Lions. So they have not had it's been a while since they played the Lions. Yeah, first time Lions and Packers have kicked off the season since 05. Our friend Aaron Nagler putting that out. So
wow, 20 years. And you start seeing like oddities in the schedule where randomly it will be like last year. I don't think the Bears played a division game until week 11. And then there's other times where the Packers have played back-to-back division games to start out the season. So there's a lot of interesting parts to it. There's a lot of still dates that are coming out. Super Bowl rematch will be week 2. That's the 3:25 kick on Fox with the Eagles and Chiefs battling there. The Giants don't open at home until they host the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football in week 3. A lot of things involving the Chiefs getting leaked out because shockingly, they like letting people know when Kansas City is going to be playing football.
Right.
And that makes a whole lot of sense because right now it is their easiest marketing tool. One thing for the Milwaukee Brewers to market would be hitting the baseball and scoring some runs. Now they're 8-16 away from American Family Field. I'd market the opposite part, right? Like the homestand highlights that they send out with the PR department, Hunter. I'd pump the home record a few more times than maybe they are at this moment. However, look, Logan Henderson going to get the start here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, 12-10 first pitch in Cleveland. He had a good first start, 6 innings, 3 hits, just 1 run. It was a solo shot, and there was just 1 walk in there, I believe, on a Sunday.
9 Ks.
For Logan Henderson.
Easter Sunday.
Then quickly goes down. He's one of these dudes that seemingly hasn't been put into the mix of young starters who they're working with, then also potentially setting down, including like Tobias Myers. Quinn Priester was one last night. Had a nice outing. Been a couple of outings since he's had one like that. What do you make of Henderson's availability? Because it appears like they want him locked in as a starter. They don't want to mess around with his time. And if it means just one time up in the big leagues, even if he performs, they'll send him right back down to be able to keep him online in case they need him at a later date.
It is interesting because he's taking the Tobias Myers spot right now in the rotation. However, Jose Quintana was backed up. So then that's why you needed him to start today.
And
today
Quintana was thought to be today.
He would have been today. He's got some arm soreness. They're backing him up to Saturday to give him the week and a day of rest.
And Saturday was where people were eyeing up Woodruff potentially.
Yeah,
okay. Sweet.
Yeah. So
a lot of moving parts.
So it is a lot of moving parts. But so you've got, today's Henderson. You'll get Chad Patrick on Friday, Jose Quintana Saturday, Freddie Peralta on Sunday. I think I like Logan Henderson. You like what he did in that first start. You like what when the guy can come in, major league debut, kind of put everything aside and go out and show the world his stuff at the major league level. That's impressive. The tough part about it was roster crunch at the time. They needed a spot. He goes down. But I think he's going to be a very viable option for this team, especially until Woodruff, until Savale get back. I would think he makes a couple of starts. The Quinn Priester decision is going to be interesting because Priester has been all right. In fact, and obviously last night he had a pretty good start. He's been solid. He hasn't been great. He's been okay. I think it'd be who of the Brewers to put him in AAA for a while still. And I think that's going to be the case when Woodruff and Savale come back. Because I do think that at the end of the day, your rotation is probably going to look like, and I would have thought Tobias Myers was in this, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be, Quintana, in no particular order, but Quintana, Peralta, Chad Patrick, Woody, and Savale probably by the first week, hopefully, of June or so. First 2 weeks of June, that'll be your rotation. Where does Henderson fit into that? Where does Priester fit into that? Probably down in AAA, or does one of them, eventually get moved to the bullpen? Who knows?
Or if one of them ends up being Chad Patrick, right? Where like they pitch well enough where you say, you know what, I got to keep this guy in the rotation. Like Chad Patrick, I would have thought Dave would have gone down a couple of different times. However, he's performed well enough to stay into the rotation. I thought Henderson, the way his stuff played on that Easter Sunday start, would have earned another one. But again, it just makes sense to keep certain guys on timelines for inevitably when you need players. And this was the one pushback I had on the rotation. Now, the rotation hasn't been the problem in the 20 and 23 start. It's been the offense that's been the problem. Was like anticipating all of these cats come back off injury and just pick up right where they left off. I think that's kind of difficult to anticipate, right? Rarely do you start a season injured and then reach your peak level of performance at some point during that season where you don't have a normal buildup to regular season play. Tobias Myers, I think we kind of seen that it might be some of the confidence like Reese Hoskins was talking about. We played that in the first hour of the program. Maybe that's where some of that angst has come with Pat Murphy. It seems like there's a little bit of a doghouse, might be too harsh of a way of putting it. Seems like right now there's a little bit of contention. There's a little bit of back and forth, and he's not in the great graces there. He's not getting the same kind of leash that certain dudes are. However, I wonder if one of these guys could just pitch well enough, and if Henderson, Dave, could pitch well enough that he just locks up one of those spots and they become even more patient with Aaron Savali coming back.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the opportunity that they're giving these guys. I mean, that's what Chad Patrick got at the beginning of the season when they started dealing with a couple of injuries. Tobias Myers went down, and a couple other guys like, okay, well, we need a spot. We need a guy. Chad Patrick came in. I mean, he got the big win there in the second game of that Kansas City series, stopped that losing streak at 4 games to start the year. And he's just continued to pitch well in that time since and just earned more and more of those spots. We saw Tobias Myers do it last year, just keep on stacking good start after good start. And you'll get in the good graces of the manager and stay in the rotation. But that's where it's going to be tougher for some of these other guys like Logan Henderson and now Tobias Myers. Like when you only get one or so and you got these other guys coming back, it's going to be hard for them to keep you over a guy like Woodruff coming back. I mean, Savali's first start didn't exactly go great in New York. I mean, it was not good out there, and then he has a hamstring. So we'll see kind of how this all shakes out. Usually how the Brewers do is, I mean, it all finds a way to work itself out eventually. But Hunter, as you've kind of been talking about, I mean, Henderson has just been pitching fantastic, and he had a great first start. But when Patrick's pitching as well as he is, I think you're looking at Patrick sticking in that rotation, and then you get your veterans, Peralta, Woodruff, Quintana, and Savale, who are going to be in there.
Right. Yeah. And at first it was like, well, what are they going to do with Woodruff? Are they going to keep him as a starter? Are they going to ease him in? I don't think so. I think they're going to, he pitched into the 6th inning in his rehab starts. Like he'll be ready to go when that comes up. Feel bad for him though, man. All the hype. He was going to get his first start back off of injury at American Family Field on a Saturday night.
When they're giving out cribbage boards, the place is going to be lit up. You can't get secondary market tickets for less than $50. I mean, that place was going to be live.
Rocking. And unfortunately that, you delay it for him. It's just, he's battled enough with injury, this ankle injury. I hope it doesn't last too long.
Did you, just want to let you get your rub on the situation from that, right? Like I see it and it comes off as, all right, guy coming off of a serious injury, right? Like 600 plus days since he had made a start. Maybe we could have foreseen that we just find a mysterious thing. I'm not saying anybody does this. Not saying anybody ever has done this, has ever potentially told somebody that maybe something hurts, right? Maybe that ankle does. Dr. Rick Marshall, let's take a look at that ankle. Land of the Lost. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie. Well, you sit back and let's take a look at that ankle. Let's see. A little tendonitis in here, Woody. Why don't we give you 2 more weeks? Right? Yeah. Does that feel like it could have been a little bit more of a buildup, or was everything on the momentum train running Brandon Woodruff up to the big leagues coming up here on Saturday?
Yeah, it really did seem like the momentum was heading towards Saturday. I can't remember which reporter, but one of them said that Pat Murphy did say this is a legit injury. We're not just, trying to keep him on the IL for longer.
He's not going to say it's a BS injury though, if it is.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. Yes.
Fair point. But I don't think so. I think he was ready. I think the last start happened. How everything kind of played out. They wanted a shorter start. The last one in AAA, they got it. The unfortunate part is he was feeling that ankle in that start. And then now here we are.
And that maybe makes up for a little bit of the loss in velocity. Like Heller was discussing the loss of velocity and very, very stressing it. Like I don't know, my man can be the same pitcher if he's only topping out at 92.
Yeah, he's learning to pitch differently.
You do have to pitch a little bit differently, and you're going to have to learn how to attack hitters a little bit differently. And maybe some of that's easier to learn down in the minor league level for a couple more weeks, right? So now he gets a full 30 days off of whenever they clear him for this, send him back down for his next rehab appearance.
Does that be 30?
You get a fresh 30?
Yeah, you'd be able to get a fresh 30.
Oh,
yeah,
you would.
He's got to be down for 7 days before he can start a new one, I believe.
Yeah.
So
he
gets a fresh 30.
So well, he can rest up and then he can be available for a nice long homestand, which would include a 4-gamer against the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't know. Maybe Brandon Woodruff makes that start. I don't want to wait that long. I don't know that we want to wait that long. But Hunter, could you imagine Friday, June 13th, Brewapalooza? You guys with the Drew and KB show partying in the parking lot with over 300 gamers because Brewapalooza is almost sold out, and that's Brandon Woodruff's first start back for the Milwaukee Brewers on June 13th. I'm just saying.
That'd be quite the palooza.
I'm just saying that'd be quite the palooza. That would line itself up that it could be in that homestand. They have a 3-gamer against the Padres, 3-gamer against the Braves, wraps up with that 4-game series against the Cardinals, and that 4-game series against the Cardinals, again, features Brewapalooza. June 13th. Get your tickets right now, 973thegame.com/Brewers. Very, very, very limited quantity still left. Like very, very small amount still available. So get there before it sells out. It will sell out. $45. Ticket to the game. Tailgate, courtesy of Left's Lucky Town. The tailgate and the party is in the parking lot, not at Left's Lucky Town. We're going to be in the parking lot hanging out with you. Drew and KB going to be live at the stadium. Little Birdie has told me that this radio show might be emanating from somewhere on the grounds of American Family Field. So a lot of interesting stuff coming up for Brewapalooza. Make sure you're a part of it. And maybe that'll be when Brandon Woodruff makes himself a part of the Milwaukee Brewers rotation. Hopefully a little sooner than that. Maybe the Boston Red Sox series coming up at the end of the month. 877-794-1973. So Andy in a car said, why do the Brewers dislike Tobias Myers? Very disrespectful. You think they'll trade him? Hunter, do you think any of those are possibilities for Tobias Myers? Or do you believe that they dislike Tobias Myers, or that there is just a little...
I don't know. There's a little something there. I don't know what it is.
Something going on.
There is a little something there. I mean, you would have liked to give him a little more leash, I would have thought. So there might be, I don't know, maybe it's something, the way he's throwing, whatever it happens to be. Matt in Milwaukee saying, what is the love for Savali on this station? Matt, I'm just thinking... It's just logical that they're going to bring the guy back.
Oh, they're going to give him a chance. Yeah, they're going to put him in the rotation at some point. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with
I believe I mentioned his first start was not great.
Correct.
It was very bad.
And it's also assets. It's what you trade assets for, and it's one of the reasons why Dave is Quinn Priester is going to have to do this and then some for our guy Dave Gasper to really bust out that jersey that he bought of the 46 for Quinn Priester.
Right.
Yeah.
But the amount
Pay the
of
tariffs for it.
You got to know, like, they paid a price. They got him at the deadline last year because of his additional year of contractual control. They're going to put him out there. They're going to try.
Yes.
Yeah,
now
see what they got with Savali for at least one more time.
That's exactly it. They're going to give him a little bit of a leash there. We've also on the other side, we've got some fascinating Packers schedule news, including a possible mistake by a national reporter about a holiday.
Hunter Baumgart has that on the other side. That is a deep breath from Hunter Baumgart. Can't wait for it. It's no BS on the game.
You lollygag the ball around the empty. You lollygag your way down to first. You lollygag in and out of the dugout. Do you know what that makes you, Larry?
Lollygaggers.
Lollygaggers. What's our record, Larry?
8-16.
8-16. How'd we ever win 8?
It's a miracle.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. I want to let you in on a secret. Milwaukee Weight Loss is the hidden gem in weight loss, and it's doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program that helps you lose weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without having to take drugs or having to inject something into your stomach once a week. There's no prepackaged meal program, no bars or shakes, and there's no exercising even required. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good, and their coaches are there for ongoing support. They're with you every step of the way. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. I can't thank Milwaukee Weight Loss enough for my success. I've lost 60 pounds, and it's because they give you the tools to live a healthier lifestyle day in and day out. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 262-433-4008. That's 262-433-4008, or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Anyway, sign up. Make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you. Results may vary.
KB here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Drew and KB show. The Taproom Double, the Prohibition Special, the Brawl and Buffalo Chicken, or the 5-meat mash. These are just some of the big flavors Pep's brings to your kitchen. Preheat the oven, turn on the game, grab your favorite beer, and make your house a draft house today.
Due to the success of the Spring 35 promo, Iron Jock is extending it one more week, continuing through May 18th. Buy $50 or more of Iron Jock performance apparel and keep using the promo code SPRING35 to receive 35% off your entire order. Plus, you'll receive free Iron Jock low-cut socks as a bonus. It's the best fabric and odor protection in the industry. No other brand has what Iron Jock has. Not one. Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com now through May 18th.
Tired of feeling like you're in a fishbowl every time you hit the road? It's time to tint your windows. Tinting your windows will not only block harmful UV rays, but also reduces glare and keeps your car cooler on those scorching summer days. We offer a lifetime warranty on film and installation. Charisma offers a color-stable film that makes your vehicle look great, and a ceramic film that blocks 99% of UV rays and 85% of sun's heat. Ceramic window film is the best you can get and keeps you cool in blistering summer heat. 262-444-2525. CharismaCustoms.com.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Adam Pavlak here. Wednesday afternoons, I'm living the high life with Drew and KB. Thanks to my friends at Miller High Life. The champagne of beers, always flavorful, always refreshing. So join us, raise that bottle, and welcome to the high life.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why MyLowe's Rewards members get a free paint or exterior stain sample to test your look and find the perfect color to confidently refresh your space. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid in-store only, 5/8 through 5/14. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
A dense fog advisory is in effect until 10 a.m. Drive with care. A few showers possible today as well. High near 78 inland, 70 lakeside. Overnight tonight, cloudy and 50s, then into the 80s tomorrow, but that comes along with a chance for stronger storms. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Get your tickets now for Brewapalooza, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook, June 13th at AmFam Field. Here's the deal. Get a game ticket for the Brewers and Cardinals and our Left's Lucky Town pregame tailgate for just $45. We're almost sold out, so get your tickets now at 973thegame.com/Brewers.
Hey, yesterday I asked you if you had a favorite Thanksgiving memory. You were like, we're watching the Cowboys growing up. How's this one now?
This is definitely my favorite Thanksgiving memory. Playing on Thanksgiving and getting a win here, so I'm going to remember this one.
You're looking for a turkey leg. We don't have one. We're going to make a donation in your behalf, but go be with your guys and celebrate. Happy Thanksgiving, Jordan.
Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate it.
Aaron, you better have one now. It's no BS on the game. Billy and Sarian, Sands Sarian. He's in the desert enjoying Las Vegas, Nevada. Hunter Baumgart, our Brewers insider, executive producer of Drew and KB, of Packers OT, as well as the executive television producer on No BS, in here with us here today for scheduled release day of the NFL. And Hunter, we play that coming back, and I say Aaron better have one because apparently there was an issue with schedule release leaking through Fox's source, being their NFL insider, Jordan Schultz. Tell us why and how we maybe had this mistake on the home and home of Thanksgiving and Christmas Day with the Lions and Vikings.
Yeah, it seemed strange that they would do a home and home with two teams on Thanksgiving and Christmas, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. The NFL
the Vikings
does
playing back-to-back games in two different countries. So I mean, I would not be surprised with them doing anything for numbers.
So Jordan Schultz, who is the NFL insider for Fox, puts out that the Vikings and Lions will play on Thanksgiving Day as the early game. The Lions obviously always host, and they say the Vikings would. The Jordan Schultz reported that the Vikings would go to the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Well, then one of the NFL schedule release, the leak to it. There's like 3 or 4.
It's my guy Ozzy right now.
Yes,
that seems to be
Ozzy.
cooking. Aussie NFL is just firing out
For
leaks.
some reason, these specific accounts get a bunch of leaks as the day goes on, and they leak them. Well,
they also aggregate different radio people finding him across the country. Listen, iHeartRadio having a good day here today. Pat Donovan broke the Thanksgiving night one with the Buccaneers and Rams. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
They're leaking from different sources and just bringing them all together. And Ozzy, again, cooking right now.
Now,
Big
there's
fan
no
of Ozzy.
specific source on this one, but Ozzy is not usually wrong. So a leak that the Detroit Lions will not be hosting the Vikings, but will be hosting the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving Day as the early game on Fox. Now, yes, exactly. Now, Jordan Schultz deleted, because I went back and I was like, where I swear I saw that the Vikings and Lions were playing on Thanksgiving. I go back.
Yeah.
He deleted the tweet and basically tweeted a different tweet that says the Vikings will host the Lions on Christmas Day in a game that will be on Netflix. It's fascinating that
where's the correction, Jordan? Where's announcing sorry, got that one wrong?
Well, he's at Starbucks, that's why.
Yeah.
So he got into a fight. And,
now I'm a little perplexed because Jordan Schultz, it just says NFL Insider. It doesn't say Fox in his bio.
Oh,
so
the plot thickens.
I'm kind of just fascinated by all of this, how all of this has went down, and is Jordan really associated with Fox? Is he not?
Well, he's one of their guys. He works mostly on Fox Sports 1, right?
Exactly.
Like he does a lot of their stuff throughout that time. He gets a decent amount of these. He also, listen, this is one of the interesting ones where you might just make some L's, right? Like there's firing out so much,
right?
Of like not all of these are necessarily sent out and embargoed at this moment. Like I think the NFL has done a much better job over the last number of years where at some point they would send it out to anybody affiliated with the team on the morning of and say, hey, all right, here's the schedule. Then they got sick and tired of people just posting the PDF. They said, we're going to lock this up a little bit. We're going to change it up. And then they drop it piece by piece. Now, if you're working for a network, you'd anticipate that you have the accurate information. Or maybe my man just got super excited and mistyped. The problem is there's no edit button on this stupid app.
No.
Unless you pay for it. Now, you'd anticipate Fox could pay for it.
Yeah,
maybe more than certain institutions would. But
wow.
I like that the plot thickens. And now apparently we get the Packers playing on Thanksgiving for the third consecutive year. And maybe for the third consecutive year, the Green Bay Packers get a victory on Thanksgiving. That's going to be fun. They better have a turkey leg for Jordan after this one.
Shooting for a second consecutive year of a turkey leg, though.
Yeah, and you said it, Dave. We got to get Leroy Butler up there making the turkey.
Oh, absolutely.
And the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was slept on last year on NBC's broadcast for Sunday Night Football. And mac and cheese is divine that Leroy Butler's firing up and, get all your stuff at Pick and Save. All right, 877-794-1973. We got a parlay of the day coming up at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest, and bet with us if you want to win. Victory yesterday. We go with house funds to the book here today. Doug Russell's back with an update. It's No BS Hour 3 with Hunter in for Sarian today on the game.
Coming up Wednesday, the Mike Heller Show is noon to 3. We'll be putting together the NFL schedule puzzle as the day goes on. Plus, the Brewers are playing a matinee in Cleveland. Are they going to limp home or what's going on? The Mike Heller Show, noon to 3, Wednesday, on the game.
It's the Buy Now, Save Now event happening right now at all Russ Darrow locations across Wisconsin. Why wait? With pre-tariff inventory, now is the time to lock in incredible savings before prices go up. Enjoy the lowest cost of vehicle ownership in years with more for your trade, lower monthly payments, and unbeatable interest rates available. Whether you're shopping for a rugged Jeep, a sporty Mazda or Honda, a fuel-efficient Kia, a family-friendly Toyota, or a certified pre-owned gem of any kind, they've got you covered. Hundreds of vehicles ready to drive home today. Visit russdarrow.com to browse their full selection, get a value on your trade, and even get pre-approved. All online. Buy now, save now, and drive with confidence, knowing you're getting the best deal around. Only at Russ Darrow.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. With over 50,000 satisfied patients, people around the country with knee, hip, shoulder, or back pain are now living pain-free once again. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. It's really remarkable how Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed into your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life while repairing your old tissue. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you love this summer without being slowed by that chronic joint pain. Consultations are free. Call QC Kinetics now and find out if you are a candidate for these cutting-edge treatments. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation. Feeling pressured to go with the expensive guys who want you to overspend on windows? You have options with Window Nation semi-annual sale. You'll get 60% off and a free entry door with a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings on top of quality vinyl windows. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving in the future. Hurry, sale ends soon. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
With the iHeartRadio app, you can listen to Zabe anywhere.
One day in the future, I will be able to listen to this station anywhere in the world. Anytime I want.
Listen to sports and your stuff on 97.3 The Game Milwaukee. Anytime, anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. #1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee. 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
So Thanksgiving pizza again this year will involve football, apparently. The Packers will play on Thanksgiving Day at Detroit.
Hunter.
Against the Detroit Lions.
Now,
no word whether or not Jair Alexander will be there to not participate in the team's halftime, instead watching the Jack Harlow show at the break. But who's to say?
That's an elite pull by you, Doug. That's an elite
That was some
remembering
kind of show.
It was.
Just ask Ja. It cost him $35,000.
It's really poor. It was
It's a really expensive ticket.
That was tough. However, Nail Tech, he was fired in. Now, I do gotta say, it is awesome when you do the show your work and you find how we got here, and then you think of just a couple of moments in time, like our friend Red Hot Tim Scott had, where an hour ago they were not playing on Thanksgiving.
Right.
An hour ago, the Vikings and Lions were playing a home and home on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Nice.
And an hour ago, Red Hot Tim Scott, as he texted me just a couple of minutes ago, said, I just told the family an hour ago we'd host Thanksgiving. I hate these stupid NFL insiders.
Like it sounded
You
like
lost
Price
me,
is Right
Jordan.
loser horn in there.
I know you follow me, but you lost me. For some reason, Jordan Schultz follows me. He really wants the latest.
Really?
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
Okay.
But he's
Thank you.
Is he dead to you, Hunter?
I might have to. Yeah.
Oh!
Man. Oh!
Yeah.
Holy.
Wow.
You don't.
You and Ian
don't mess with the
Rappaport
house.
together
I thought we were
just
killing
really
people
don't like
last
that
hour.
guy.
Yeah, Doug, I did think the 10 o'clock hour was the dead hour.
Oh.
Apparently,
Yeah.
this is the hour that people start
Jordan
becoming.
Schultz is now dead to
Axed.
Hunter Baumgart. Who
Yes.
knew?
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh,
Okay.
looks like the ones that we know. Lions will open up at Lambeau for the first time in the Matt LaFleur era on Sunday, September 2nd. I'm sorry, September 7th. That's a 3:25 kickoff on Fox, as well as on the Game and the Packers Radio Network.
Yep.
The next week will be the Commanders. That'll be a Thursday night game on September 11th.
I like getting the Thursday night out of the way early.
Yep, got to do that,
Mm-hmm.
especially the night, especially the home game.
The home game, get that Thursday one out of the way. Just word to the wise. Second home game, that means that's a gold package home game
Mhm.
for a Thursday night
And that's
game.
going to be a quick spin for, I don't know, those that work on the broadcast. I'm just saying.
Very quick spin, but it is, again, gold package home game Thursday night football. I believe that's 3 times over the last 5 years they've had one of either the Monday or Thursday night. People like to gripe with the,
Well, last year,
gold package.
I mean, I don't know how much they were griping because they lost all those games, but the gold season ticket holder package was the Bears, Vikings, and Lions.
Yep. All else.
Because of the schedule anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, famously, we now know that they play the Panthers in Week 9. So
Come on now,
mark that
November
one
2nd.
down
Let's
on
go. That's
November
a big one.
2nd.
Then-
That
Big game.
also could be a gold package, because otherwise a second and fifth home game that would line up to be either November 2nd or November 10th. Because, I mean, you
And
assume
November
they're going to
10th
play
is-
one home game through weeks 3 through 8.
Yeah, and Week 10 is against the Eagles. That's a pretty good matchup.
So one of those two seems
pretty
to be it. Yep.
marquee-ish matchup. We talked about Thanksgiving, and then the Bears will play the Packers on December 20th. That will be at Soldier Field. That's all we know.
Derek
right now.
from Whitewater, another Thanksgiving ruined by watching the Packers lose with my family. Well, Derek, I don't know what you've been watching the last 2 years, because they've won back-to-back years on Thanksgiving,
I mean, it's become their day.
including when they went to Detroit 2 years ago as 8.5-point underdogs and won. And
And they didn't
in
have a turkey ready for Jordan.
rather
Love.
emphatic fashion. So,
Famously.
yeah, I kind of missed that. I don't remember where you're talking about. Just watching the Packers lose.
Well,
Family.
speaking of losing, the Brewers, they lost last night
That
to
they
the
did.
Cleveland
Yeah.
Guardians. Feels even longer. The baseball season's a long one, as we know, but it feels even longer when one early run seems overwhelming to overcome.
The pitch, and he sends one to deep right field. This ball's got a chance, and gone. Jose Ramirez makes it 1-0 Cleveland. He
Guardians.
hits
Oh,
number
sorry.
7.
Sorry about that. Guardians television. That was all they needed. Guards over the Brewers 2-0. The Crew shut out for the second straight night.
Our offense has sputtered, especially in the last, this month for sure. It's really sputtered, and we got to get that back. We've got a couple injuries that have hurt us defensively, but still, we've got to get production, and we've got to get guys with more confidence, and we're going to face good pitching. That's the major leagues.
No doubt, Murph.
So getting guys with confidence, and we talked about this a little bit earlier on in the show, Doug, where it's got to be a little yin and yang, right? And you had Reese Hoskins talking about, we need guys going up there with confidence. Like, you can't be playing at all fearing making a mistake, because then you've already made the biggest mistake, and you've already put yourself severely behind the 8 ball. Do you think some of that could come
from the benchings that you've seen Pat Murphy go through over the last couple of weeks?
Not necessarily, but I do think that those benchings are just trying to jumpstart something. It just shuffle the deck, give guys a blow. I don't know if it's going to give anybody any more confidence. The only thing that's going to give players confidence is going up there and performing.
Yeah, success.
It's an old school way of doing it for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, Murph is an old school guy. I think he's just trying to push every button that is at his disposal. So you got to do something. You can't just stand pat and let the same nonsense take place night after night after night. But will that give his players any more confidence? I don't think so.
It's like the lollygager scene in Bull Durham that I kind of played going to break a couple of segments ago. It's like they're kids, scare them.
Yeah.
Just throw the bats into the shower and call them lollygaggers.
Yeah, but that is also a different time and place, right? Like
that's also single A ball, not the major leagues.
Right. That doesn't mean stuff like that doesn't happen.
But there's something to
Was it AAA? It was the Durham Bulls.
So in the movie it's A-ball,
That's what I
but the
thought.
Durham Bulls, like in reality now, are AAA. Yeah.
One of my T-ball teams when I coached was the Bulls. We had like the full outfit of
You
the
coach
Bulls.
T-ball?
Glad
Let's
we could-
go.
Oh yeah, T-ball.
Did you guys win?
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Did you get rings
well,
for
actually,
everybody?
that team was really
Championship
good.
rings.
Okay,
That was
there we
actually
go.
a
You better
really
believe
good
it.
team.
Champagne
Onion rings.
They could
celebration.
actually throw
Championship
from
onion
third
rings.
to first. It was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Third to first, all the way through.
Yeah, they were like, I was like, whoa, these guys are going to be good.
Almost had a little dust up at a local baseball park last night. I did not anticipate that it was going to be an issue because the youngster loves ball, right? It's a favorite thing. He's got like 1,800 bats already. He's 2 years old, so wanted to go to the baseball field. Right down the road, Hills Corners Park, right? And like, all right, sweet. 3 o'clock, 3:15, 3:30, get down there, mess around, run around, went on the swing, wanted to go to the other park. So we walk over to the one that was manicured. I should have thought of. Buddy with the 2 full buckets of balls. I mean, he had a pep in his step trying to get us off of that field. And like you could tell he was about to say something like, sir, we're just leaving. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, good. Just want to make sure you were leaving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, we were leaving. You're all good. But I knew that it was some serious stuff. When prior to it, I believe was maybe a U10 game from the size and the stature of the youngsters. Hunter, did you bring your tape measure to the park every time?
No.
Because this dude had his one assistant coach holding the tape measure at home plate to the pitcher's mound and then to the bases. Just want to make sure it was all regulation.
Make sure it's all good. Let me guess.
Oh my!
Did this guy have Oakley sunglasses?
He had flip-ups.
Flip-ups?
Of course he did.
He had the coaching shirt on.
Had
he
to be
had
something like that.
Got to have the baseball pants on, right?
Of course.
You got to look the part.
Trusted the fields we went to.
It was
maybe I should have been bringing my tape
Hunter,
measure.
maybe you should have been bringing your tape measure. Did you care about these kids? I was like, wow, I did not know.
That was intense.
I did not realize that this was what you're signing up for. Maybe I should have. Maybe
Hunter's
this-
just trying to make sure the
everybody to
kids
have
run in
fun.
the right direction.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
this
don't
guy-
run towards third base, run towards first.
He was ready to go, Doug. Like
This guy thinks that he's a major league manager. This guy thinks that he's going to take over for Pat Murphy whenever
Yeah.
Murph decides that it's time.
I had
his
to just
son is
roll the
Aaron
stroller
Judge.
back and forth a couple of times and like stop the walk because I'm like, I got to see what this guy's going to do next.
Oh, yeah.
I got to see what else he's doing next.
Oh my
He
gosh.
then
He's
hung
just-
up the clipboard with the 2 different lineup. I'm
Oh,
like, this
yeah.
is awesome.
He's gonna be
stuff.
smashing fungos at this kid. Like this ground ball's a shortstop. It's like, all right, here we go. Just hammering these
peppering
ground balls.
kids.
Yeah.
Like, infield practice had to have been something.
It's just
It was awesome. I just watched and laughed, and I'm like, I don't know how, but this is going to make the show. And I did not realize that Hunter coaching T-ball was going to be the way that I got into it. So now you
that's
didn't bring your tape measure.
I did not bring my tape measure. No.
Where's
No.
the dedication?
Yeah, next
Yeah,
time.
come on.
I
next
feel
time.
like right.
Maybe that's a part of everyone's baseball bag now. You just got to get a tape measure.
I didn't
Make
have
sure
any
they're
like
all
big
lined
league
up.
chew or anything pretending like he was Earl Weaver back in the day. did
You
he?
better believe he did. Oh yeah, Doug. He had the bag of seeds out of the back pocket.
Oh, yep. The seeds.
Why does anybody chew sunflower seeds? They're disgusting.
They're actually
I
pretty
don't-
good.
Yeah, I don't know that I can get fully down with you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like them.
I loved seeds.
It's also the
It's just it's a baseball thing. Is
Oh,
what it is.
100%.
well, it is also the if you want to try to act cool when your other friends are chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
Yeah.
that
that's
would
what
be
it is.
That was it for me in college when everybody else in the meeting room you just hear I'm like, what the? Okay, everyone else is doing something. I'm definitely not doing that because I threw up all over my friend's parents' bathroom when I first did it.
Oh, that's when the only time I ever tried chewing tobacco, same thing. It's freshman in college. And I was like, everybody else was doing it. So I'm like, all right, here we go. And I just couldn't get it out of my mouth.
It was over.
It was
the
most
Sandlot
disgusting.
scene.
The most disgusting thing I have ever tried to ingest in my entire life.
The Sandlot scene where they're at the fair and just
it was very much that moment when everybody tried the Red Man at the fair in Sandlot. Although the pouches first time was powder puff football as we're coaching the powder puff teams, and everyone thought it was really, really cool. And then
especially the girls,
all the girls walk by.
They love that.
What are you guys doing? That's so gross. We're like, out of here as fast as possible. Didn't work either way. But Dougie, I apologize because you had all of those pieces of paper, and I don't know that we let you get through even a quarter of what you had.
We had stuff to talk about. Let's see. We talked about Shoeless Joe and Pete in the last hour.
Yeah, we heard from Drew on that.
Yeah, we heard from Drew on that. Defending. Well, I don't know if it's defending. More of an explanation.
He was fired up. Fired up. Yes.
Well,
no doubt about it.
And I respectfully, I respect the hell out of Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I agree with him on this one.
We don't have to agree about everything, which is one of my favorite parts of
I like Drew a lot more than Jordan Schultz.
Fair.
I'm excited to know that Hunter's going to have a watch list. Listen,
Dude.
This dude's been in for Armin for now 2 hours and 11 minutes if we include 5 wide. Let's just get this.
Yeah.
He's got a watch list that's now headlined by Jordan Schultz, similar to how Armin's got his headlined by Corbin Burns. You're already axing people from. This is fantastic. You're turning it into Armin in just 3 short hours.
I didn't think it would take this quickly. I just didn't think
that
it would
chair
happen this
rubs
quickly.
off on people, I guess. Very, very
you've
quickly.
already been logged out of your emails. So, I mean,
That was the
the
other
Armin
one?
chair is
Oh
already,
my gosh.
it's already seeping in.
Oh, now I just have to think Tatum isn't as good of a star player or whatever he said last week, but I don't.
You
really
got to get a
wanna rag on that
Marquette
guy.
shirt.
Well, that's an interesting take now, isn't it?
I was going to say maybe a better time to calm that one down.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put that club back in the bag.
Right.
Oh, we got into some baseball Hall of Fame action. You are all in on the in for Armin deal. That's fantastic.
Getting hot and bothered.
Wow,
That will make me hot and bothered.
There you go.
Gone to Vegas, but not forgotten.
Never
We know the
forgotten.
Pacers beat the Cavaliers, so Indiana, they're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll take on either the Knicks or the Celtics, meaning the Knicks, because they're up 3-1 on the Celtics, who don't have Jason Tatum, who's a pretty good player.
Very good. Player.
He's all right.
Yeah,
he's
very,
okay.
very good player. Yeah. Top 5 this year in scoring.
Sure. Thunder beat the Nuggets last night, 112-105, so OKC up 3-2 in that series.
That was a great basketball game. A lot of people wondering, how does Oklahoma City get everybody to wear the shirt?
Well, because there's nothing else to do in Oklahoma City.
I mean,
apparently.
but they
That's
really do.
It's a horrible town.
They
Yeah.
really do seemingly get everybody to wear the shirt. Outside of that one cat that was in the all pink getup
They're into it.
yesterday, it was a fantastic atmosphere. Very, very fun.
Yeah. Hunter, are there any cities that you just loathe?
Because
Just
we
despise?
No, not
Yeah.
really.
found some from Armin, and Oklahoma City apparently is one of them.
And
Yeah, and Rockford. Can't forget Rockford.
sure.
Yeah.
No. not
UPS
off the
Ben
top of my head.
Hunter hates Jordan Schultz like Armin hates delivery drivers. Yeah, it's true. We do have to get you in on some blue collar worker hate here too, if we're going to get the entire checklist.
I don't know if we'll
Any
go that
city,
far.
any public working departments that you're very, very frustrated with? You get any parking tickets lately, Hunter, that we could rag on? You know, like first responders or anything else?
Well,
You
definitely
chew on
not
it.
those.
You chew on it. We'll get you
Ragging
in
on
there.
first responders. My goodness.
Oh, you're definitely not taking the full Armin then. We got to get
Okay.
you into that
Well,
spot.
that's okay.
We gotta
My
get
oh
you-
my.
Some hockey
Heroes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Stars beat the Jets last night 3-1, so Dallas
a good
up
one,
3-1
yes.
in that series.
Tonight, hopefully my Vegas Golden Knights don't get X.
Well, they do
Very
kind of have
much
their
might.
backs up against it.
Very much might, down 3-1, and they got absolutely worked the other night. And it was one in which your boy does think of at certain time, why did I stay up for this?
Well, I mean, Vegas is in their short history. They've provided some
good moments
for their
some
fans.
very, very good moments, and some good hockey moments coming up tomorrow night. The Admirals start up their Central Division Finals, I should say, coming up against the Texas Stars.
The only thing I don't like about the Vegas Golden Knights is the sweaters, jerseys, are a little
bright.
Well, they kind of have the shimmer like a Celine Dion dress.
Yes,
which
very
I don't,
much
which
so.
I don't care for.
Yeah,
it's not very hockeyish to me.
Yeah, the little bit of a Wayne Newton touch is not exactly what you would anticipate with hockey.
Nah.
Not as rough and tumble.
No.
But they're working on things. Listen, the Golden Knights is one of those names that definitely grew on me. See, some people didn't like Mammoth.
Oh.
I like that right away.
I like that right away. I think that one that they're going to sell a lot of merch. Oh, by the way, another Vegas story. They broke ground on the A's new stadium yesterday.
Oh,
holy!
There we go.
A's get an 11-1 victory, and they break ground on their new stadium. That's fantastic.
Which they probably won't move into for another 5 years, but that's neither here nor there.
And they'll get an All-Star game in 7.
Yeah,
probably.
And you know what? I'll be there for the All-Star game.
That's a good one
in
to be
Vegas.
at. Well, are we going to get another All-Star game?
So will
here?
Tim Allen.
I hope so. It's been 23 years.
Yeah.
Once the new renovations come through, is that when we get the new All-Star game? Or we get an All-Star game?
They're about due. And will they ever get one? I don't know. Major League Baseball doesn't always love Milwaukee very much.
But, there was that report from Bob Nightingale that maybe in 5 years when Manfred retires, there are some that want Mark Attanasio to be commissioner.
That would be the way that it would happen.
And if Attanasio takes over, Milwaukee's getting one.
Then people would be very, very happy.
The thing about
people here would be very, very happy. Now, could his son could take over, correct, as the owner?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's the handoff feel for him. He's been
Sure, it
waiting for
happened. It happened with Bud and Wendy.
Yeah.
But
hopefully he's better than Wendy.
It wasn't a great era in Brewers baseball.
It was not.
It was not.
Mike's
but
gotta be
the
better.
thing that people don't remember about the 2002 MLB All-Star game, it was a fantastic game.
Mhm.
It just ended poorly.
Yeah, it was an absolute fantastic game, including the Torrey Hunter robbery of the home run.
Of Barry Bonds. And then the next time up, Bonds decided that he was going to put the ball in the same place, only, about 80 feet further. Like, try to rob this one.
Yeah. Good luck, Torrey.
Bleep-hole.
God. I'm sorry. Off of our conversation from the last hour, any Hall of Fame that doesn't include that dude when you grew up watching him play baseball, it's one that I just I struggle with.
Well,
all of
and
it.
the other thing about the Pete Rose, Joe Jackson Hall of Fame eligibility, that doesn't mean they're in the Hall of Fame. They still
that's
have to
a fair
be.
point,
They
yes.
still have to be voted in. So
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
I also like the very good points that are being made on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line about our youth baseball coach. Derek from Whitewater is a guy that's seen hundreds of Little League games with my daughter out there. It's awesome because they coach a 10U baseball team. The reason why he would have been measuring each age level is with a different distance for pitching. So he's saying, hey, they want to make sure that we're dialed in on this deal.
Okay.
They could have been U10, could have been U12, could have been U8 for all.
did he have
I
a
know.
stopwatch in his back pocket?
And a whistle, which is a
Really in a baseball?
Yeah,
on a baseball
one.
field.
Generally, baseball is not going to be one that you need a whistle. However, as TK and Graff said, that guy definitely thinks he's a major league manager.
Yeah,
but he's a major league D-bag. Who knows? I don't know. He might be a fantastic individual, and he's out helping our youth.
Yeah,
Out there helping our youth.
Absolutely.
Youth
Good
baseball.
round of applause for all of those. Dougie, we appreciate you as
Thanks, boys.
always, and we'll top it up tomorrow.
Looking forward to it.
That is Doug Russell from the Update Desk here on No BS.
Another good influence.
Another good influence, not like
Yeah.
Jordan Schultz.
Correct.
No.
How are you? Are you calming down on your Jordan Schultz anger right now?
No.
Some people asking for
Is Hunter okay?
Is Hunter okay? Yes. Well, some people are also asking if you're a prom king, as we're trying to line up how many familiarities you have with Armin Sorry. Were you on prom court?
No.
No.
No,
Homecoming
I
king,
wasn't.
then.
No.
Some people asking, saying Hunter, well, he's Amish, so he would have had a tape measure in his back pocket regardless, because he didn't necessarily know if you're going to start doing some woodworking at some particular point in time. Is that still the tag that they drop on you? Is being
Still
Amish?
do. Yeah.
HB4 still hanging on you? Is that, or has that been retired?
That's faded
yet?
a little bit.
That one's been retired.
Yeah. The
Kinda
dance party has
I was
been
just
retired.
gonna say, like the dance party.
That retired about a year ago. I think a year ago, June.
I was gonna say I don't remember a much happier Hunter Baumgart than when I remember that dance party was
I
getting
timed
retired.
it right before that little inside baseball. I timed the last one right before Summerfest, so I didn't dance publicly again. I think that was actually all saved to you listeners. You didn't have to. Dave actually danced with me at one of those.
I did.
Whoa.
I did.
I found a video of that the
I
other
tried
day
to
and I
help you
immediately
out.
Turned
and-
it off.
Yeah, then we're like, okay,
Like,
this is-
We don't need
I
any
can't
of
put
this.
myself
I
back
am
in
way
those
too
shoes.
sober to be doing this right now. It's basically what we
Well,
were
luckily
thinking.
you're at Summerfest. Very easy to become not sober at Summerfest.
That is true.
Very,
Yeah.
very easy. On the other side, we're going to do a Potawatomi Sportsbook parlay of the day. We had way too much fun here, and after a victory, we need to bask in the glow, celebrate, and cook up another victory here to go back-to-back days on the parlay of the day with the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hunter Baumgart's right there. He's in for Armin Sarian. It's a Dave Gasper production. I'm Billy Schmidt. We got a chance for you to win $1,000. Win some bonus bucks right now by entering this hour's nationwide keyword at 973thegame.com. This hour's keyword is grand. Enter the word grand. That's grand at 973thegame.com. We're back with the parlay of the day right after this on the game.
She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is Wisconsin. It's your Green Bay football buddy John Kuhn here, reminding you to buckle up for safety whenever you get in your vehicle. Whether you're driving to work, school, shopping, or to catch the big game, remember, click it or ticket. Buckling up saves lives. Every trip, every time. Don't risk it, guys. It's not worth the ticket or the danger. Click it or ticket. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Brought to you by Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Coming up Wednesday, the Mike Heller Show is noon to 3. We'll be putting together the NFL schedule puzzle as the day goes on. Plus, the Brewers are playing a matinee in Cleveland. Are they going to limp home or what's going on? The Mike Heller Show, noon to 3, Wednesday, on the Game.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. I want to let you in on a secret. Milwaukee Weight Loss is the hidden gem in weight loss, and it's doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program that helps you lose weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without having to take drugs or having to inject something into your stomach once a week. There's no prepackaged meal program, no bars or shakes, and there's no exercising even required. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good, and their coaches are there for ongoing support. They're with you every step of the way. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. I can't thank Milwaukee Weight Loss enough for my success. I've lost 60 pounds, and it's because they give you the tools to live a healthier lifestyle day in and day out. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 262-433-4008. That's 262-433-4008, or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Anyway, sign up. Make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the Game and that Billy Schmidt sent you. Results may vary.
Hey, y'all, this is singer-songwriter Riley Green, and my idea of a good time is grabbing a guitar, a few good friends, and some cold and smooth Busch Lights. Pick up a case of your own this weekend. No guitar needed.
Busch. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big Three this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big Three. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Oh, yay, yay!
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why My Lowe's Rewards members get a free paint or exterior stain sample to test your look and find the perfect color to confidently refresh your space. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid in-store only, 5/8 through 5/14. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, outdoor and home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through May 14th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Made for This Mountain exists to empower listeners to rise above their struggles and face the mountain in front of them. So during Mental Health Awareness Month, focus on your emotional well-being. Tune into the podcast and climb that mountain.
You will never be able to change or grow through the thing that you refuse to identify. The thing that you refuse to say, hey, this is my mountain. This is the struggle.
Listen to Made for This Mountain on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Made for This Mountain.
Batters fenced off with the power play winner! After a whale of a series against the Rockford Ice Hogs, the Milwaukee Admirals advance to the Central Division Finals, where they'll take on the Texas Stars. Game 1 in the best-of-5 series is Thursday in Cedar Park, Texas. Face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
This hour at No BS brought to you by Happy Place Hemp and HappyPlaceHemp.com. Everybody relax. Happy Place Hemp is here for all your hemp-related needs, whether it's Delta 8, Delta 9 gummies, CBN, CBD gummies, or their Drift Seltzer, which is a fantastic addition to the lineup. Drift into happiness. Get three or more 4-packs, and you get free shipping at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Use promo code Billy, and you get 25% off your entire order at HappyPlaceHemp.com. So combine both of those, and you're like, whoa. Cooking with gas on these deals that they're giving us at Happy Place Hemp. Go and check those boys out, happyplacehemp.com, or and go talk to Rob and Chris at their store in Muskego and have all of their answers for you at happyplacehemp.com. 877-794-1973. Schedule release day in the NFL. The entire schedule will be released later on here tonight. Packers, the focus obviously here. They will be hosting the Detroit Lions. That one is as confirmed as it can be, we think, at the moment. That they will be hosting the Detroit Lions 3:25 Sunday, September 7th. Following it up week 2, a home Thursday night game against the Washington Commanders on September 11th. Then there's a big gap of question marks. Next one unofficially that we have is week 9, Packers hosting the Carolina Panthers. They'll host the Philadelphia Eagles week 10 on Monday Night Football. I don't know that we're fully confirmed, but I think we're now in that the Packers are playing Thanksgiving. Earlier on today, we did not know that they were playing on Thanksgiving. We thought the Lions were playing the Vikings on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Little snafu by Jordan Schultz and not fighting anyone at Starbucks during this deal. From what I've heard, Hunter, unless you square up with Jordan Schultz at a Starbucks and say, I love my
strawberry refreshers.
Don't you ever do that bleep again.
Yeah. Don't lead us down a path where we think the Packers aren't playing on Thanksgiving, only to find out.
Now, I don't know what the tail of the tape. I know McAfee had a tail of the tape with Rappaport and Schultz. I don't have the Baumgart Schultz tail of the tape. Yeah. However, we might want to get that graphic cooked up. Now, Hunter's going to have to do some more work on that. So maybe
that might be making my own graphic.
That might be you making your own graphic.
We got round 1. We need someone to walk around.
Maybe our team can go and get that one done. But you see that with the amount of angst that some people have there. Also, another nugget from the schedule release that we had to get in here before we get to the parlay of the day. According to NFL Nerd, our friends Nerding on Football, and Ozzy is also on this one as well. Pittsburgh Steelers will open at the New York Football Jets week 1.
Oh boy, as you sip your coffee over there, that is just the perfect way to
almost like they know something, Hunter. Almost like they know something.
Somebody knows something, and I want to be with somebody.
So
thank you, Dave.
So if Rodgers ends up signing with Pittsburgh, like we all think, he will play for the Packers, and then both of his, obviously historically he's played for the Packers, and then both of his starts with new teams will start at the same stadium.
And go and play there at MetLife one more time on that turf. Oh my
Monday
God.
night.
Does not look like it'll be Monday
like
night.
Okay.
Apparently, Monday Night Football, again, this is all allegedly, all reportedly right now. Monday Night Football week 1 will be the Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears. Bears prominently featured on prime time. They got a couple of Monday Night Football games within the first couple of weeks. There's some big push for the Chicago Bears quickly, and that one is coming in with Schultz saying it as well. It'll be the home debut for Ben Johnson, making his debut as the Bears open at home against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. All right. No schedule release parlays available at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. However, after a victory last night, we're ready to pounce at the Sportsbook.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
People are not going to like this. We might just be getting hot. We might just be having that run that they write books about. Last week, 3 out of 5.
Yep.
This week, already 1 out of 2. And Armin Sarian sent me a message last night. I wake up at about 3 in the morning to, do what men do at 3 in the morning. Wake up, go to the bathroom. And got a message from Armin with a picture of his bet slip from Las Vegas. Cash!
Let's go.
He says tailing all week. Hunter, he's fired up. Now, Armin did say you got to save some of these W's for next week when I'm betting the parlay of the day. I said you should be betting the parlay of the day every day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook because
Absolutely.
one, it's better than any of those sports books that he's going to be hanging out in Las Vegas. So maybe 1 or 2, but they took the model from what the Potawatomi Sportsbook did, over 2,000 square foot video wall, seating for over 200, whether it's the bar, whether it's tables, whether it's recliners up front. My favorite part is you don't even have to place a bet. You can go in there and just grab a cold drink, go in there and have a Dr. Pepper, grab yourself a burger, some wings, some fried chicken, whichever you
some
want.
Mama's Pancakes.
Mama's Pancakes. Thank you very much, Dave.
Yep.
Standing in for Doug Russell on caping up for the Mama's Pancakes. Still have to get
Someone's got to.
Somebody's got to, and somebody's got to get some over here pretty quickly because those Mama's Pancakes are a lethal weapon at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. So was last night us at the kiosk. Now, Giants money line was the easiest out of the bets, I believe, that we had placed at the Potawatomi Sportsbook yesterday. Armin placed the bet. Hunter in for Armin. We had the Giants money line in which they start out down 3-0 after 1 inning.
Oh,
those are bad vibes.
Yep.
Then swiftly in the second inning, hit a grand slam and don't trail the rest of the night. Jung-Ho Lee grabbed himself a 3-run shot in the 8th inning to just give some good cushion. Little Badger Mutual Insurance runs there into the 8th inning. Made it 10-4.
Yeah.
Needed it, maybe gave up a couple, and it was a 10-6 final as they beat the Diamondbacks.
Willie Adames gave him a couple of insurance runs too on a 2-run homer.
Yeah, and Willie Adames also with a nice double in there as well that missed a home run by a feet. It was fantastic run there last night, and very excited to watch. And he is heating up.
Yeah,
he is heating up there.
He'd be a good guy to have in this Brewers lineup one of these days.
Yeah, maybe not for 180 million. That's one that I'm still going to be okay with them not making. However, Dave, you're right. It would definitely help here, but it helped us last night at the parlay of the day. And Tyrese Halliburton, I know Brian Butch doesn't like it. I know a lot of people don't like it. I really liked the Pacers catching 8 points last night. They went outright. They out the Cleveland Cavaliers. We had them catching 8 points last night. We had the 2 NBA dogs. Nuggets were catching 10 points last night. And that was a little sweaty there,
that was,
Hunter, because they're leading the game all night.
Yeah.
Final 2 minutes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder wake up. And then for the final...
Stormed back. What else can you say?
That's a good one.
I actually got to give credit to our guy, Scott Dolphin, who said that on the update this morning.
You knew Dolph had one. Dolph had an absolute bar to be able to drop in.
Absolutely.
And then quickly, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's shooting free throws to make it a 9 or a 10-point game.
Eesh.
And we got very, very nervous. Luckily, a 7-point victory. We win on the parlay of the day. Nuggets don't win. Thunder win. They are up 3-2. Pacers win. They're into the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're up to the Potawatomi Sportsbook kiosk here today with some cash in our pocket after cashing yesterday's parlay of the day. Now, people don't like this when I do this, Hunter. I throw the Brewers into the parlay of the day on the money line. There's always some consternation. There's always some stress.
Why is that?
Because seemingly when I do, they don't win.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to win today.
I don't know if there's a little bit of a jinx factor there. I don't tend to believe in those.
Yeah, neither do I.
Although this one, they might have something to do with it. But I am going that way. Because Logan Henderson is on the bump. And after his start on Easter Sunday, that 23-year-old right-hander from Houston, Texas, is pitching another gem. Get a couple of runs on the board for this young man. Brewers even money plus 100. That means you put down what you win. You put $25 down, you win $25. You get $50 back. That's an easy deal over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. But in the parlay of the day, it helps out the odds, and we like the baseball parlay of the day here today. Got to get down there quickly, though, with a 12-10 first pitch for the Brewers. Logan Henderson, Brewers money line, quickly inserted parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Elsewhere in baseball is where we go because that's where we've had, frankly, the most success. And the Seattle Mariners trying to be successful against the New York Yankees. They try to win the series after winning 1-2-1 last night. Luis Castillo on the bump up opposite Will Warren. Give me the Seattle Mariners at home on a getaway day for both teams on the money line, -103
against Matt Schneidman's Yankees.
There we go.
Almost like we enjoy doing that. As well as later on into the day, it's very, very fun to bet on Tarik Skubal. Like whenever he takes the bump for the Tigers, very, very profitable generally to invest on him.
Oh, yeah.
Last time he was on the bump, we did what we're doing today, and we took the run line. And they won 2-1. However, the Tigers, 16-5 at home, finishing up a series against the Boston Red Sox here tonight. They've already won 2 games in the series, including a 14-2 drumming. They put their ace on the bump here today. Tigers lay a run and a half. Give us the run line there. Juice up the odds to +700 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. Once again,
Tigers
Brewers money line, Mariners money line, Tigers minus a run and a half with Skubal on the bump.
Yeah, Tigers are really good. And Javi Baez is having a resurgence.
That's a surprising one, isn't it? Like where you see the Tigers,
I mean,
they were good last year. They had a run into the playoffs late where they got in, correct?
Yes, yeah, where they were not very good over the first half of the season. And then the second half, they just completely went the other way. And were hot heading into the postseason. Didn't do too much in the postseason, but boy, oh boy, yeah, that's a talented young roster. And it's kind of where, it reminds me a little bit of what the Brewers could be when you talk about a young roster coming together with a couple of veterans that are hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the mix of a Javi Baez and some younger guys. And then, obviously
Javi Baez, who has been
best, but
brutal since he's come over.
Totally.
Yeah.
And he's hitting better. He's in like 313.
Which is remarkable. It gives you at least a little bit of confidence that anybody can have a resurgence in baseball with Javi Baez.
Right.
Can be a
If
serviceable
Javi can
player.
do it, Yelich can do it.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, and Christian Yelich had done it multiple times. Interesting how this happens. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. Dave Gasper, you see who was in left field yesterday after
I did.
we talked about it here on
Christian
OBS?
Yelich gets a start out there. Sal Frelick getting a day off. It's like,
Interesting how that works.
Daz Cameron in the 2-hole. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that.
I'm down
but,
if
you know.
that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
I'd be okay if that doesn't happen again. But I did like Christian Yelich playing in the outfield, and we didn't see any trips to Hollywood.
No.
Or even worse, trips to Frisco, because that was the fiasco that I think did put him in the doghouse of left field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the case.
That was ugly. I mean, that was the most unathletic I've ever seen Christian Yelich look. Like when
that
he
might have been the most
ball and
unathletic
slipped.
you've seen a lot of Major League Baseball players.
Yeah.
If you see,
and when he was in left field, heading into yesterday, he was batting .333 when he was in left field of those 15 at bats, and I think he went 0 for yesterday. So
yeah, and
that
well,
plummeted.
100, but that was a part of the conversation because we had Kurt Hogan yesterday from Cleveland, and once again, one final time, Potawatomi Sportsbook parlay of the day: Brewers money line, Mariners money line, Tigers lay a run and a half, and that'll be the nightcap. So if you got to do one of those stupid hedge things that Armin is always talking about, going into the late night game. But when we were talking about it with Kurt Hogue yesterday, he mentioned it like I just talked to Murph about this. And he said it was a number of different things. One of which was just trying to keep him healthy.
Yep.
Maybe it's some more of the plan, and the idea is the less he's out there, the less that he has to do the defensive strain, the easier his back is going to, the easier the load on his back, and the calmer it will maintain, right? Like the easier it is for him to get back to his full strength. The other part was where he said that Murph kind of liked the way he was taking to the DH role. And that was different than we had heard from him a couple of years ago when he vocalized being frustrated that they were taking him out of defensive games and defensive moments, saying, listen, I'm a left fielder. I play in the outfield. I don't want to be a DH, and I definitely don't want to be a defensive replacement at certain times. Worked very hard at getting better at defense, and then quickly has the back issues. So, I wonder how much of it is for his ultimate productivity, some of that being available. His availability leads to productivity, you would assume, but the numbers would suggest he was so much more productive playing in left field that I don't know where the balance would go of. You might put him at more injury risk. However, if he's such a better player when playing in the outfield offensively, what's the balancing act right there with him just DHing every day?
Well, especially now where you have Mitchell and Perkins out. Like, that's the thing. You need a guy in left field who's going to be productive and who can play a good left field. And Bowers is hot right now, so I see that he's in the lineup today, and you got him. And he's arguably your hottest hitter. I think he's hitting like 350 in May, so he's really doing well right now. So you want him in the lineup, but the Yelich thing is interesting. I mean, Pat Murphy was also asked on a recent home game about that discussion about Yelich playing left field came up, and it was he said that Pat Murphy said that he had written it on his card, Yelich left field ? Or Yelich outfield ? And then it was a question of, okay, well, who do you have that discussion with? That question being asked to Pat Murphy. Do you have it with Yelich? Do you have it with the medical staff?
Yeah.
He said, no, it's not a medical staff. It's with Yelich. So it kind of sounds like Yelich wanted to play and wanted to be the DH more often than not to start the season. Maybe that's to make sure that he can be viable long-term, start the season, little less, taxing on your body just to hit. And maybe that's the case. And maybe wanted to be sure he could, okay, I'm a month in, now I've only played the outfield a few times. We've eased into it. Maybe now you can really start to see him play left field. He's back in the DH role today. I don't know. It's fascinating though, because he has such better numbers when he's playing in the outfield.
And he's vocalized it, right? Like now,
yes.
And also that does change, right? Like he had a major surgery last year. Maybe he's more comfortable DHing at this point where he's like,
right,
I know where I'm at. I know who I am. I know what I can and can't do.
That's possible.
And he admits that maybe it's better for the team to be there. But Timmy brought it up as well, that it gives you just more versatility. If he can play into the outfield, you can put different guys into that DH role.
That's the thing.
And you can have Haas and Contreras as bats in the lineup, which you don't hear today.
You can still have Bowers in the lineup. You just put Yelich in left and Bowers the DH.
Yeah.
So
lineup here.
Yeah.
Lineup here today for the Crew. Leading off out in right field, Sal Frelick, followed by the center fielder. Come on, Jackson. Jackson Churio out in center field. Now, trip to Hollywood, that has been. I'm going to defend the young man in a couple of ways. One, not used to playing out there, right? Doesn't play it as much since he's seemingly been in the middle of the minor leagues, where he playing a ton of center field into the minor leagues because they had a bunch of center fielders all around him on those teams, right?
Yeah, he was playing center pretty much all the way through the minor leagues. Then once he came up to the big leagues, he moved to the corners, in deference to Perkins and Mitchell and Frelick. But he signed as a shortstop. So he didn't even start playing center until 21 in the Dominican Summer League when he first started. So he only had like 2 years in center. And then now they've kicked him to the corners and now back to center field.
So Sal Frelick in center field, not a possibility? Could it be any better? Could it be any worse?
I don't know. I think Jackson Churios has had a bad series. I don't think he's had a bad season. I mean, he's only got one error technically. And I know, you could argue that maybe, some other times
misplays could be
an error, but I don't think he's played terribly in center field.
No, I don't think he's been overall terrible. And remember last year too, I mean, he had these early season defensive kind of issues where he was kind of being a bit too cautious on some of these baseballs, and that's when Freddie Peralta kind of pulled him into the tunnel and was having a conversation with him about trying to calm him down and get him going. And after that, he really started getting things moving. But yeah, so it's just kind of going through those growing pains and continuing to get better as a player, because he's still just 21 and it's still a relatively newish position for him.
Well, that's for sure.
I think they love Salen Wright too. I really do. And he won a Gold Glove there last year. Like,
just don't mess around.
Don't mess around.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like Bryce Trang at second, just don't kind of mess around with it. Just leave him there.
They tried.
Yeah,
didn't quite work.
Yeah. Well, now you got Andrew Monasterio at shortstop today.
Yeah.
So Joey Ortiz gets another day off,
which is probably a good thing. Yelich in the 3-hole DH, and Contreras cleans up catching. Bryce Terang back into that 5-hole. Tim Allen, not a fan of Bryce Terang, playing second base into the 5-hole. In front of Rhys Hoskins, hitting 6th, playing first. Jake Bauers out in left, hitting 7th. As Dave mentioned, Andrew Monasterio over at short, hitting 8th. And Caleb Durbin rounds out the 9 at the hot corner at third base, hitting 9th.
Well, here's the thing too with the 5-hole. I know Timmy's kind of been on about it, but we asked Murph about that kind of thing too, and he told us, it's like, look, the 5 spot in the lineup is the one that leads off innings the most outside of the leadoff hitter. So like when you go through and who's leading off an inning, the 5 spot more often than not is the one that comes up. So that's why Murph is rolling with guys like Terang and Frelick in that 5-hole, even though we typically think of it as a power hitting, run producing kind of spot.
I also love the statement to start out Adam McCalvy's piece, talking about the team meeting that they had.
Sure.
The team meeting, and he leads it off at Brewers.com with the Brewers don't need more meetings. They need more hits. Adam.
Damn
right.
Well put.
That's why he's the man. Adam is the man. Even a great writer, even better person too.
He said more than that, they need more runs. But since the hits and the runs have been so elusive, particularly over the tough month of May, that got even tougher for the second straight day as they get shut out at Progressive Field. An elite writer, and you're right, even better dude.
Oh, amazing.
Good to have him back in full, because that was a miss for all Brewers fans. And we're glad that Adam is back to full strength and providing bars like that. The Brewers don't need more meetings. They need more hits.
They need more
More
hits.
than that, they need more runs. You need more of Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sarian. We are going to round third head for home on the other side there. You have one more chance for us to give you the keyword to win $1,000. And if you need a new gig, the Los Angeles Lakers might be your place, because they're putting it out for a pretty prominent position. Anybody can apply. Doors open. You want to be working for JJ Redick, working with LeBron James and Luka Doncic? You got a tough gig. We'll fill you in next. It's No BS on the Game.
Miss a second of today's show? Yes. Well, good news. Right after the show, the podcast will be up. Nice. Just search 97.3 The Game wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow, rate, and review it wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you take pride in your vehicle and love that new car shine? If you want your vehicle to be the shiniest on the road, then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. With Z-Gloss, we will professionally clean and polish your paint to the absolute maximum shine. Then lock in and enhance that shine with a 3-layer ceramic paint coating. Z-Gloss will make your paint shine like a diamond and protect the finish from everything Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Rima Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Rima Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting action. With baseball in full swing and in the home stretch for basketball and hockey playoffs, BetOnline has all the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline. The game starts here.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. With over 50,000 satisfied patients, people around the country with knee, hip, shoulder, or back pain are now living pain-free once again. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. It's really remarkable how Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed into your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life while repairing your old tissue. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you love this summer without being slowed by that chronic joint pain. Consultations are free. Call QC Kinetics now and find out if you are a candidate for these cutting-edge treatments. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Tired of feeling like you're in a fishbowl every time you hit the road? It's time to tint your windows. Tinting your windows will not only block harmful UV rays, but also reduces glare and keeps your car cooler on those scorching summer days. We offer a lifetime warranty on film and installation. Charisma offers a color-stapled film that makes your vehicle look great, and a ceramic film that blocks 99% of UV rays and 85% of sun's heat. Ceramic window film is the best you can get and keeps you cool in blistering summer heat. 262-444-2525. CharismaCustoms.com.
Due to the success of the Spring 35 promo, Iron Jock is extending it one more week, continuing through May 18th. Buy $50 or more of Iron Jock performance apparel and keep using the promo code SPRING35 to receive 35% off your entire order. Plus, you'll receive free Iron Jock low-cut socks as a bonus. It's the best fabric and odor protection in the industry. No other brand has what Iron Jock has. Not one. Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com now through May 18th.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find. With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
A dense fog advisory is in effect until 10 a.m. Drive with care. A few showers possible today as well. High near 78 inland, 70 lakeside. Overnight tonight, cloudy and 50s, then into the 80s tomorrow, but that comes along with a chance for stronger storms. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Get big summer flavor in every bite with the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu, featuring new mixing bowl mashup, fan-voted s'mores, and more. For a limited time, right now at DQ. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
Brewers wrapping up a series with the Guardians they'd like to forget. They need to salvage a game with a win today. Special edition of the post-game show tonight at 6, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest here with the game.
No BS on the game. Billy Schmid in today, along with Hunter Baumgart in for Armin Sarian. It's been fun, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, this has been a
double
blast.
duty with us here today.
Absolutely.
Brewers pregame show host, along with executive producer of Drew and KB, along with Packers Preview and Packers OT, and as I've said a couple of times, executive television producer of the game, because you being able to line up week 18 is always one of our favorite things. Once then Packers are into the playoffs, trying to figure out when the playoff games are going to be.
Yes.
That's a whole nother beast. And today, I'll be honest with you here, Hunter, I anticipated we'd have more of this Packers schedule by now. It just out here, thanks to Art Stapleton, I believe is the name, from New York. He just got the entire Giants schedule, and the Packers will go to the Meadowlands week 11 for a noon boom there. Other than that, it is Lions to open the season at home, 3:25 kick. Thursday Night Football week 2 against the Commanders. Gold package Thursday night, September 11th. Just let everybody know if you're going to go get your hotel rooms, this might be the moment to go and try to do that. Then there is a massive gap, weeks 3 through 8. We do not know. Home against the Panthers, week 9. Everybody's been chomping at the bit for that date. Eagles, Monday night, week 10, November 10th. At the Giants, week 11. Then week 13, Thanksgiving Day, reported right now as a noon kick. I would believe that's the 11:30 window that they would play. That's what they've always done. And that was supposed to be the Vikings playing the Lions. And it already has Hunter Baumgart having a national insider on his list, on his hit list.
It does. Yep. Jordan Schultz reported originally that it was Vikings-Lions. Now it is apparently Packers-Lions on Thanksgiving.
He better not take the last cake pop at Starbucks either, because he's going to be in the crossfire over at that mobile pickup spot. And we had already known Packers will play at the Chicago Bears December 20th. That courtesy of Fox. So we will know more. Most likely all of this breaks during the breaking news show. Hunter, that's how this works.
Of course.
Mike
should have
will
known
get
that from the start.
I should have known all of that from the start. Dave, great work here today.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Hunter, once again, thanks for filling in for Armin. We'll be back on the other side with Mike Heller as we hand it off to the Mike Heller Show as we do daily. I'm Billy Schmid. It's been No BS statewide on the game.
Your hand, I'm fine. Could be white brick.
I'm not comfortable with this. This is not okay.